I got your wig, ho. Ha ha. You're mad. Miss Wig. I got your wig, ho. I got your wig, ho. Miss Wikiana. I got your wig, ho.
We all know that reality TV is wild behind the scenes, but what's going on over at Bravo appears to be absolutely insane. According to court documents filed by former star Leah McSweeney, Andy Cohen snorts cocaine with his favorite Real Housewives stars and dishes out favors to his employees who become personal party pals.
And according to Leah, it did not stop with alcohol. The suit also claims that Andy frequently did cocaine with other Real Housewives cast members. And a quote from the lawsuit says, Andy's proclivity for cocaine usage with his employees is well known throughout the Real Housewives franchise. The suit also claims that he intentionally uses cocaine with his employees to further promote a workplace culture that thrives off drug and alcohol abuse.
Claims that Andy Cohen routinely takes cocaine with a group of housewives. Crucially to her suit, claims that he then doles out favors to these people who he, invites into this sort of special group of people he does drugs with.
Someone that was at your wedding said a few of the girls at your wedding were doing things at your wedding.
What kind of things?
Okay, I never said I would.
What kind of things? Blowjobs, kissing? Yeah. Were they kissing? Making out?
Drugs. Okay.
Allegedly. I can't control what my guests do.
So she was leveling the threat of drug use against you.
All of Miami
But no one is doing whatever she said.
I think maybe somebody's trying to get me drunk.
Don't do it.
Here's my problem. I never.
Mama Jean says put the damn tequila to Don.
Don't laugh.
No, drink some agua.
She's got a cat.
I got big boobs and I'm sticking to it.
She needs to relax.
Yeah. My life is about the freaking hospital.
All about hospital and no fun.
Do you think Dorinda has a drinking problem?
I'm not qualified to say that, and I'm not going to do that.
But
and
you did say it.
Well, I did say it, and I did mean it when I
and
said
it really
it.
hurt, Bethany.
Dorinda,
you really are drunk, as opposed to you are a drunk.
The day after that incident, we went back to the warehouse. You apologized to the wrong person. And you said, "Oh, I thought that was him." You did not know who you had offended. That is fat. No, I'm talking now
because I didn't remember. I was drunk that night.
The implication being, I mean, this is somewhat salacious, but the reason it's in the suit is the implication is that Bravo is an environment, or these set of companies, Bravo, Shared, Warner, other production companies, are an environment where taking drugs is a professional advantage. Therefore, not taking drugs is a professional disadvantage, which means that people who have the disability of alcohol misuse or substance misuse are discriminated against.
I'd say,
I agree.
Yeah,
actually,
I'd
agree.
say 10 right.
How's this heat?
The heat is, I mean,
it surging?
This part of me feels very hot. The rest of me feels very cold. So I feel very unbalanced.
You sound like you're on heroin or something.
What is that? How does that even sound like?
Isn't it like waves of heat or something like that?
Oh, that's what you're referencing.
I don't know anything about it.
What was it? There was a weird thing you had with Cameron Diaz. Sweetie, you need to wipe your nose a little. There was a weird thing you had with Cameron Diaz.
Again, it's like an acid. It's what I imagine an acid trip to be like.
What you imagine. Have you ever done acid?
No.
Really?
No.
Well, it's time. We're doing it tonight.
Oh, please.
Yes, we are.
No.
You're coming over after the show. No, you are coming over after the show.
Yes, I'm coming over first.
Okay, we're going to drop
some food. No,
I know.
What's the hardest drug you've ever tried? Oh, Molly. Molly.
Yeah.
Yeah. You do pretty good. You don't. I've never seen you wrecked by anything you've done. You wake up the next morning, you're making a waffle in the hotel lobby, and you are good to go.
Yeah, you're right. I am very resilient.
You are good
I'm a
to
good
go.
partier. I know how to party.
Is Andy ready for that? Is Andy ready for his son to know who he is? Because the Andy I know would hit up Grindr and go on 3 or 4 Grindr dates an evening. And these are people that are pretty reputable sources. I don't even want to talk about the drugs and the partying. Not now anyway, but we can get back to that. I can accuse him all I want. I'm not talking about marijuana. I'm not talking about legalizing. I'm talking about like things that I've been accused of doing and he allowed to happen while he was doing the same things that he's accusing me of or allowing other people to accuse me of. Is this really a spokesperson? Or is this just somebody spiraling until all of a sudden, oh my God, you found Jesus? No, good luck now explaining this to your kids. Just good luck. Because if I had a choice, I had good parents like his, I would have made different decisions. I'm not saying you're immune to it when you have wonderful parents because everybody grows up differently. But I'm saying I didn't stand a chance. He could have given me a chance. But he didn't. I gave him over a decade. But he didn't want the truth. But now you're going to have to look at it from my perspective, Andy. And you being the last to know is on you now.
I've never said this before, obviously, but both times I did the show, right before we went live, Andy Cohen privately asked me in an office in Embassy Row, which is the production company that does that shit show, if I wanted to do blow. All right, I've never had a drink in my life. You guys know I'm no prude, but I'm like kind of a straight edge. I thought he was kidding the first time. Just so you know, Jimmy Kimmel or Seth Meyers has never asked me to do blow before going on their show. No one from The View has ever asked me to do blow before a show. So I was hoping he was kidding. So the second time I do the show, same thing. So once again, we're alone in an office in Embassy Row, and he's like, you wanna do some coke? And I'm thinking, he's serious. Like, so I know trust me, he's gonna say he was kidding and everything. No, he was asking me to do cocaine with him. That made me very uncomfortable. It was the two of us in a room. Michael Davies was nowhere to be found. No one was there from Bravo. And that's why I don't do that show.
If Andy were to apologize. Oh my God, he's too busy. Allegedly. 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 What? I don't have one F left to give. Not one. I understand. You could give me $1, I wouldn't buy an F. I don't have one F left to give. So.
What do you think about Leah McSweeney's allegations against Andy Cohen, basically saying that he did coke with housewives and then sort of in return almost they got favorable edit and it was just a better thing to do?
Nobody gets a good edit on that show, that's for a fact. And Andy doing coke, I know because I've partied with him hundreds of times. In my business, in my house, in New York, I've never seen anything like that.
You've never seen him do it?
I would categorically say no, he wouldn't do that. I know for a fact. In fact, I know for a fact he wouldn't do that. So
you think she's just fabricating it?
Anybody can say anything, can't they?
But for what reason?
I don't know. Why don't you ask her? That's a good question.
Well, she was in front of me. You know, I'm asking you though. Like, she's saying all of these like pretty big allegations, and I wonder why.
That's exactly what they are, allegations. Nothing concrete. I think it's bullshit. As I say, I know Andy Cohen very well. He does his edible or whatever he does. No, he never does that stuff.
Right. Okay.
I've seen others do it, but not him.
Not him?
Sure.
Who else you seen do it?
I'm not telling you that. And not me.
Right. She also said that she felt pressured to drink. And Leah. And then when she didn't, she thinks that she sort of suffered the consequences.
I've been on that show, and like, you drink if you want to drink. Well, who's pressuring you? I don't get that. You're responsible for your own actions.
She thinks producers like coerced cast to get her to try to drink, and it's a better show if everyone drinks. I think we can agree to that.
Not necessarily. You've seen me act like an absolute idiot, and I'm always sober. How about that?
Well, you're one in a million, you know? What do you make about Rachel, Raquel, whatever? What do you make about her lawsuit against Tom and Ariana for revenge porn, like recording revenge porn and sharing it?
That's ridiculous. I think if you don't want to have somebody share your porn, then don't send it to your best friend's boyfriend, right? No?
Well, she didn't. It was a FaceTime that she didn't know was being recorded, and then Tom recorded it against her, like she didn't know.
I have to go.
And then he shared it, and Ariana found it and shared it with the castmates.
Well, she didn't share it with me.
Right.
Why did she leave me out? I don't get it.
On to claim that Cohen engages in cocaine use with housewives and other Bravo celebrities that he employs, and has a proclivity for cocaine usage with his employees. Cohen tends to provide housewives with whom he uses cocaine with more favorable treatment and edits, she claimed. So that's from People magazine. There's a 109-page document.
Yeah.
I just feel like all of this is gross.
It is gross, and I feel like we're going to see more of these stories come out with, you know, Bethany coming forward with this reckoning, and I will tell you.
Even Kathy Griffin.
I know.
Did you see Kathy Griffin? She was on Page 6 yesterday.
Well, that's something I think she had said a long time ago. The thing is, it's like, as a longest running housewife out there, and somebody that has a very close relationship with Andy, I have never seen him do drugs. He has never offered me to do drugs. We never talked about doing drugs. He is the sweetest, kindest man and cares about every one of us. Every one of us. If she was worried about her sobriety and that was important to her, and she knew she was getting on a show where there was drinking and whatever, that's a choice that she made. Nobody forces you to drink alcohol.
Yeah, and
nobody can force an adult to do alcohol.
And if she's newly into her sobriety and she knew she would be triggered by other people drinking alcohol,
then she should have chose her mental health and sobriety and not fame.
Yeah, and I think that and then done it multiple times, because
there's plenty of housewives that are sober and continue to work on this show, on all these shows.
Yeah, Candy, Margaret, Phaedra, etc.
But I can't handle the people that can't take responsibility and accountability.
Truthfully, what Andy does on his personal time is his personal time. I can assure you, he has never been the type that would ever want to do something with another housewife. He knows we're all crazy.
He's smarter than that.
He is smarter than that. Like, nobody's saying
that. That's why he's so successful, because he's smarter than that. And
yeah, he knows. Even the ones and by them saying even the ones he's close with, like, he's never like I'm close with a lot of people that he's very close with, and he's never offered any of them cocaine.
Of course, I've known Andy for years. And is not in his character, and I've never ever seen in the years that I've been doing The Housewives any drug abuse. Is
it about me?
It's about what Andy's talking about.
It's about cocaine. Who does coke and who doesn't do coke?
Yeah, I don't think anybody here wants to do that. You have socialized and we party and whatever happens. But if you want to go,
well,
we can
I don't. So I mean, whatever you're going to say, I do not. I do not.
That's Dorinda. Just
I don't.
Stay.
I don't.
Stay.
I don't. Why are you insinuating that you know I do drugs? That's a
Everybody knows
thing.
you do drugs.
I don't do drugs.
Everybody knows.
How would I do all these drugs and stuff when Hannah lives with me? I'm home every night. I'm in the.
Dorinda, just drop it.
I think
okay,
you
just
should
drop
drop
it.
it.
We decided we're not going to go there. Okay.
So
just drop it.
I didn't remember. I was drunk that night.
You should have said, Dorinda, stay home.
did you know that she was that drunk before the dinner?
It escalated because we had another drink right before dinner. Okay. I didn't know, and I've seen her drunk before, and I didn't know how far it would go.
You should have stayed home.
I know. I wish I did.
I've seen her.
Why did you have to go to the...
So gotta start looking for other people. All right. So it's not
or
Anderson.
a throuple situation.
You and this threesome.
Well, you put it in my head.
You see what happened when you
Sherry?
open up the door? When you open up the door?
Exactly. See that?
You can't get it out of your head.
Men are filth. Tonight we learned that Joe Gorga watches porn while driving, which might be the only thing that's more dangerous than talking about Louis in front of Teresa. But we're about to get specific about the size of his stick shift as we play Is It Bigger Than Tarzan?
Lucky girl, she got married to a boy like you. She'd kick you out if she ever knew about all the.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
Do you ever wonder, like, who else is fucking your man?
Your body like this. Your body like this. Your body like this. Your body like this. I'm so tired. Follow your body. Yeah. Your body like this.
Joe Gorga. Hey, Joe Gorga.
What's up, Andy?
I saw you fully naked this season. I rewound it. I was like, Joe Gorga's dick. It's nice. It's nice. He keeps talking about how nice it is. I was like, this looks good. I'm sure.
Isn't it pretty?
No, he's got a pretty
Get
dick.
some attention.
Can you have this conversation one night?
Is there anything you want to apologize to me for?
Andy, I am so sorry that we haven't met sooner and we'll never be separated again.
All right. There's nothing else to say.
I am dating.
All right. Back to the phones. Caller, what's your name and from where are you calling?
Hi, this is Sasha from New York, and I have a question for Tyson.
Okay.
Many people have been asking about why did you put out Boycott Bravo, but more importantly, to talk about the discrimination and the disparate treatment of Black women in Hollywood.
Oh, yeah. Well, first of all, I want to say that I've been in the industry for quite some time now. And you constantly hear, not just about my situation, you constantly hear about the unfairness in the pay amongst men and women of color in the industry. And there's no difference in the reality space. There is difference in pay. And
let's talk about that, Nene. Let's start from the top, because I want to give you your propers. As a person who doesn't get oftentimes to watch the Real Housewives or Bravo, I have always known that your name was synonymous with Bravo. I mean, you were one of the real success stories. I mean, out of nowhere, you came and started this genre. Everybody started saying, you got to watch Real Housewives of Atlanta. All the women in my family, everybody. And for Black women, they have followed you. You are immensely popular. You have this big platform. And so let's talk about how you use this platform, use your influence to make a difference when it matters most. What I endeavor to do for these, 30 minutes to an hour is to have a serious conversation, not only about why you put out the post Boycott Bravo, but more importantly, a conversation about that discrimination and disparate treatment of Black women in Hollywood, and the fact that even though there's a gender pay gap between men and women in Hollywood, it is exacerbated when it comes to women of color, not only in film, but also in television and also in reality TV. So I want to start right there, Nene Leakes. You were one of the original Housewives of Atlanta. You and Bravo, y'all seem to both come up in the American conscious level together. So talk to us about why you are saying boycott. Explain it to America.
Well, first of all, I want to be able to say that we did come up together. I feel we came up together. And I'm not saying boycott Bravo forever. I am basically saying that there is a conversation that needs to be had with Bravo. I would love to have this conversation privately. I'd love for all of us to come to the table and talk. There are some things that need to be discussed, and I don't want to be able to say all of those things right here on this platform for everyone to hear and see, but I was a part of a genre. I did start a genre. I did open up a door, and not only did I open it, I held the door open for others to have the same opportunity that I had. And I think the treatment that was happening behind closed doors that most aren't privy to was not a fair treatment. And this is a cry for help, for Bravo to sit down at the table and have a conversation with me and my team to correct some of the things that were not done properly. And that is what this is about. So I know a lot of the fans who have tuned into Bravo over the years, they love some of the shows that are on Bravo. They love the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I'm not saying don't ever watch these shows. These are great shows. I am saying that we need your help. And we're asking that Bravo take a seat and sit down with us and have a conversation. Let's correct some of the things that have happened. And that's what this is. So we're not saying don't watch Bravo forever. We're not saying bash Bravo. We're saying we're asking for Bravo to have a seat with us. Have a seat with you, Ben. Have a seat with Brian Friedman. Have a seat with me. Have a seat with our team. Let's work through some of the issues that we're having behind the scenes.
I want to know is on a brand standpoint, do you feel like it messed up your brand or your reputation or anything, the whole drug scandal that happened last season?
You know what? Honestly, Demi, I believe that I thought that was horrible. And that's one of my complaints about the network. And I feel like the entire pretense of the show is to diminish me as an executive producer, to denounce me, and to, you know, make sure they don't include me. I thought that the drug allegations was just a little too far. That's when I knew that they were really trying to, not only were they trying to push me out, they were trying to tarnish my reputation and make sure I could not work in Hollywood. It's already hard as a Black woman in this business. I've never done drugs before in my life. And the fact that they would allow someone to make those allegations and do it on air, make those allegations, follow that story when they knew they were false. I just thought it was horrible. And that just gives credence to what I'm saying. Like, why would they allow that? And now not getting a contract, I believe they knew that they were trying to push me out all along. I just didn't get the memo. I just didn't know it.
So let's talk about that moment, because that was like just crazy. Like, I mean, for you to have to live through that, didn't it affect you personally though? Like, because you said it was
absolutely
okay. Because
it absolutely did.
But personally, how did it affect you?
I think it affects you. I mean, I'm a mother before anything. I'm a woman, but I'm a mother, and I'm a mother of teenage kids, and that's not my life. It affected me because I believe wholeheartedly in being authentically me, and I've always been that. So to even allude that I will do drugs off camera or I have this other lifestyle, to me, that's not who I am. I mean, it's like they try to throw these stereotypes out about successful Black women. I've never done drugs. I've never been, that's not my life. So yeah, it broke me down as a woman. It did, because I go against that. That's not who I am, and it did.
Well, that's great to hear. We're actually happy to hear you, because that was like my biggest thing that I wanted to, my tripod, that I wanted to ask you about was about the drug scandal, because I mean, it seemed like I liked when Andy asked, did anyone in the cast even believe that it was true? No, it seemed like no one believed it. So that was good to know. What did that feel like to know that no one in the cast really honestly truly believed that you would ever do drugs? Did that feel good?
I don't know that they carry much weight with me, because you have to think this is a medical show, and to take it a step further, this is a show where we affiliate to doctors. You have to think I also was a drug rep, a pharmaceutical rep, so they know that that's just far from who I am. The fact that that was even a story was crazy to me that any of these doctors, their wives, their family members would go along with that, being associated with this show, with what I created. That couldn't have been further from the truth. So them saying, I don't believe it, I mean, it should have been shut down. They should have said from the beginning, this is BS. This is not who we are as women that are connected to medicine, whether it's our husbands or us, not like drugs. That was just too crazy for me. That was a little too crazy for me.
Someone in the comments just said they fired Phaedra for it, but not Quad. How do you feel about that? That's intense.
I felt like it was a double standard. I thought it was a double standard. And, you know, what people were calling for the firing of Quad, I wanted the other executive producers to take drug tests. I'll be honest with you, because I felt like it wasn't about the cast at that point. As a Black woman, I worked hard to be where I am, and I would not lose it all on drugs or anything like that. So I just really felt like, you know what, they are really attacking everything I've built. And it bothered me. So I thought it was a double standard, because they didn't hold her accountable. And not only did they not hold her accountable, they allowed her to do media interviews saying that I showed up to work on drugs. Now, why would they allow her to say that? Later it retracted the story from OK Magazine. But I thought that, for me, that let me know, you know what, this production company is really out for blood.
The perfect storm of it's cool till it's not. And the combination of the strike with me crashing a funeral. So Andy says to me something about it, and I don't, and again, this is me being 1,000%
I know,
honest.
and I heard you on a show kind of punt the ball to him when this came up.
Well,
because you weren't going to lie, and you just said, listen, Andy, you answer the question.
No, Andy, because he was trying to make it like the show. But I think
he was making it like I knew what was going on.
No. But I think that first of all, Bobby liked the show. It was part of our experience. It's good content.
Irrelevant.
It doesn't have anything to do with you being a good person, loving your husband, having a fear.
No, but irrelevant to me knowing or not.
You wanted it filmed too.
No. Okay, let me tell you what happened, okay?
Okay.
Someone who worked for me, I'm not going to mention his name.
Andy tells me, Jill says Bobby would have loved when he was, hold on, let's get real. Andy said to me that when Bobby was in the hospital, or when he was sick, that you said to him he would love you to cover this or to see this or something like that. He loved the show, and that you wanted there to be coverage of, like, not meaning him being very sick, but him when he was ailing.
To do something do something. That is true.
Okay,
that is true.
He said that.
It was an overall thing, yes.
Okay.
I'm going to just tell you this, and
but
then you know this is the truth.
Hold on, but then he said in the thing, I'm just telling you what he said, then you can respond.
I got you.
Then he said, Jill said you could bring the cameras to the funeral. That's what he said to me.
Not happy. Okay. If that was true, would they need a release from me to get my voice on camera?
No, I know, and I've heard you say this
Would
before.
they need a release from me?
Yeah. Yes.
Do they have one?
I don't know.
I will tell you, they do not.
Because Barry Bernstein also says the same story Andy said.
And I had dinner with Barry, and you know what Barry said to me?
What?
Want to know the truth? When I asked her, I said, you know they don't have a release on me. She goes, I know. I said, so why did they do it? You know what she said to me? They counted on you not suing.
I believe you, but
if I tell you there's no release, then you have to know I didn't know. If I'm telling you there's no release.
No, I don't have to know, but if you tell me that you didn't know, I'm going to believe you. I don't care about a release.
No, but I want you to know, because I'm Allison.
We don't need Allison. I love you. She wasn't even going to be down here. Like, we're not.
No, but she was at the.
It's okay. I don't need it. What is it?
I'm going to tell you what happened.
A lie detector test?
When I saw you walking out of the funeral, in the procession. When I was walking out after we had the funeral, and I was walking out, and I saw you, I died. I had no idea you were there.
Jesus Christ, that's brutal for me.
Like, hold on. Let me tell you what happened, because I saw you. My heart dropped. I couldn't believe you were there, and you looked drop dead with this black hat and this black suit, and I was so happy. And I said, oh my God. I didn't know you were in Aspen. I knew nothing, right? You were there, and I was so happy. Okay. Then I come downstairs, and someone who works for me, I'm going to say who, or actually he didn't work for me then, but he was a friend, says to me, Bethany wants to talk to you before she leaves. And he grabs me, and I walk over.
Who does this? Somebody that works with the crew?
A friend of mine. He used to work for me, and now he's a friend. Doesn't matter. I'm telling you the truth, and I've got, okay. So my sister was with me. My psychic, Jen was there. Allie was with me, and he was with me. And he says, Bethany wants to talk to you before she leaves. And I was so happy that you were there. And I came over. Now, I did see cameras. There was TMZ. I had no I didn't know who the cameras were.
Oh.
I wasn't on a mic. You were on a mic. I didn't know that.
Fascinating.
So when we hugged and all that, and I'm wearing bug glasses, you have to know I'm a little vain. If I knew I was being filmed, I wouldn't have looked like that. I still would have had makeup on.
I need a minute. I need a minute.
You need to know I had no idea.
Okay. I literally, if I believe you.
And hand to God, should Bobby
give me a second because I first didn't want anything to do with it. I didn't want to do with it. And then, yes, I thought she wants them there and I know you. And I thought, and by the way, you weren't upset that it...
I didn't sue them because I wasn't upset with the way they handled it.
I'm going to get to how I really feel about that, and it's going to be fairly explosive, and it's going to be a fairly big statement in a second because I got to process that. Because if I were home, I'd be like on a couch thinking of
I had no idea.
No, because
Bethany.
what you're saying is I fucking ambushed a funeral for reality television.
Well, that's what Bethany. That's what Ramona was saying. Is
no, of course.
I had no idea the cameras were going to be there.
Forget the other. Okay,
no, I'm just saying that nobody knew. I didn't know.
Right. Okay. So,
and by the way, you know when I found out? When it aired. When the commercial started in January, and I saw myself and you on every single fucking commercial for the entire season was me and you making up.
Disgusting.
And I had no idea.
It's disgusting.
I
love you. I don't need Al. I love you. Stop.
Okay,
right
you
now.
need, but you need to know that. Hand to God.
Stop with Allie. You're alone and with me, and that's it. Okay. So, because I'm going to lose my train of thought. So that's disgusting.
It was disgusting, Bethany.
Okay, that's disgusting. That's literally the most disgusting thing I've ever heard. Now, just know that I don't know if I would have gone to the funeral if we weren't shooting. I don't know. I don't know what I was going to do.
Fair enough.
Only because it was a spectacle and it would have been a thing. And
Fair enough.
I don't
know.
I don't
remember. For real.
I don't remember. No, I'm saying it's the same thing we're saying this whole time.
I know. You don't know what's real and not real.
Yeah,
I know that.
Okay, so I'm saying the truth. I don't know. But once it got going, I knew that it would be so compelling and an amazing, interesting moment. And it, again, like seeing Allie, it was totally real. When I saw you, I loved Bobby and it was real. I don't know, just like I don't know that I wouldn't go to someone else's, me going to a funeral that would have become a circus because I'm going there isn't necessarily what I would do. I would have gone to the Shiva, no question.
By the way, I believe you when you think I would have thought because I was okay with it. Had I known about it, I might have been okay with it.
No, exactly. You might have done it. And I wouldn't have blamed you.
I had no idea. And that's why there's no release because nobody ever called me after. I didn't know about it till it aired. And Barry said that they counted on me not suing because that I'm, as they say, thirsty to come back and this and that. Wow. Which wasn't true, but I don't want to bite the hand that fed me. Bravo was good to me. I felt that they handled it respectfully. The fact that I didn't know or did know, the audience saw something that was a moment. I was definitely taking advantage of.
You know how because that's an ambush on me. If I show up to a funeral in a black hat and glasses and a dress and get out of the car and you say, "What the hell are you doing here?" That would be that would be the worst thing. It's just a disaster. The whole thing is disgusting. And
it could have gone that way because I didn't know, and I could have been "What are you doing here?"
That's just disgusting, and it's embarrassing, and it's why when I got together with Paul and he could see with a clear mind, he was like, "What the fuck are you doing here in the sewer?" And it's really disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. That's disgusting, and I apologize because it was a spectacle and a circus, and yes, there's the lines are blurred, but I want to move on.
So that's why. So now you came to the Shiva call, right? Not knowing that the funeral was filmed.
So I'm thinking you wanted us at the funeral. Now you're making a big deal that I was filming after the Shiva. Exactly. Who cares?
Because I had no idea you filmed the thing. So now I'm like, wow, this is off the record, right? We're going to keep this quiet. And you didn't say anything otherwise. And then when I saw the show, you were wearing the same silver jacket. And I'm like, oh my God, she left my house and went to film. After we just had this real moment. So nothing's real.
I get where you're coming from 100%. And it
I'm
was
glad
real.
You do.
And it was real. But now you understand what I'm saying and why I'm saying.
And I'm happy that you know now what really happened. That's what I'm saying. You don't always know what you think you know.
I thought you wanted the funeral to be covered. And you did admit that
I did want the funeral covered, but not without me knowing about it.
Right. Okay. But did you ask for them to cover it?
We asked them if there was, I think, the Shiva. We wanted to have the girls come over for Shiva.
The person who worked for you called them and said she would be open to
doing Shiva. And you know what happened? You want to hear how horrible it is? You ready?
That's 50 Shades of Grey, though. A person saying you're welcome to the Shiva, not the funeral.
The point is knowing and not knowing. I didn't know that you were there to film. I had no idea. I thought you were there for real because I didn't know the cameras were there.
That is an ambush, right? Okay.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, I just didn't know.
My head is so crowded.
No, but let me tell you about the Shiva, and this is what hurt me also, is that I invited the girls over, and they wanted to film it. I didn't care if they filmed it or not. They wanted to film it, and I said, well, you can't really film the real Shiva. That's not okay.
No,
it has to be on Friday after
the fake
whatever.
Shiva. This is a fake housewife
When they
Shiva.
found out, listen, when the girls found out that you filmed, because they didn't know you filmed either, by the way, miss. Okay, your co-stars, and they told you this. They didn't know that you were bringing cameras to Bobby's funeral.
What the fuck?
When they found, listen,
who the fuck tells them? Who cares?
Hold on. When they found out, you know what they said to Bravo? We're not going to Jill's to shoot Shiva. And I was hurt because I'm like, wait a
then
minute.
that's also not real. It's more bullshit.
No, but it was okay.
you
When I
meant
said to
ruined
Bravo,
it.
right? You're not on purpose. What I'm saying is, I wanted Bobby's funeral to be covered in some way that he passed. Not the funeral. I wanted his passing to be recognized on the show, even though I was off the show. And coming to pay their respects at a Shiva call was the way to do it.
Funeral light.
And they told me they wouldn't do it, and they didn't tell me why. They just said that they couldn't come on Friday. Period. That was it. When it all happened and came out, and I
Slow
called.
down so people really understand what you're saying.
Okay.
I understand, but slow down.
I would have liked the girls to come over on that Friday afternoon after real Shiva was over to film, just coming to pay their respects, to say that Bobby passed, how great he was, talk about memories, show a little bit of footage, and the end.
Okay.
I wouldn't get paid. I didn't ask for any money, ever. I just wanted that covered.
Okay.
When they called me back, the producers said, the girls can't come, they're busy.
Wow.
Okay? This one can't come, Sonia can't come, Ramona can't come. I was hurt. It is what it is. Now, fast forward, I see the commercial of you and me, and I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Oh, my God.
With me realizing that I was on national television and I was lost at sea for 21 hours, and everyone thought I was lying, and the network did nothing to defend me. We were on a boat with a bunch of housewives and production, 2 life vests on the boat, and it was a disaster. We thought we were going to die. And, of course, the network scurried together to get a meeting, be really nice to us just to make sure that we didn't say anything. This has happened to people on Project Runway. They're being threatened to be sued for $10 million if they ever think of using their own designs.
I'm with Jay McCarroll, the season 1 winner, at the Oyster Bar at Grand Central Station here in New York, going through his winning contract. And we have 2 copies. We're going through it simultaneously, and we both reach page 11 and look up at each other with wide eyes, saying, and I look at him and I say, you can't sign this. He said, I won't sign it, because it said that whatever Jay McCarroll earned from that point forever, 15% would go to Miramax. 15% of his design work, his teaching work. If he worked at McDonald's, it would be 15% forever. So it ended up being a huge humiliation for Miramax to have the winner of the show turn down the winning. But he did, and I was proud of him. So when they came back and said there will be a season 2, I said, well, good luck, because you're not doing it with me, based on this. So once again, they said, oh no, we'll get rid of all this, and there will be no strings attached. So let's fast forward to season 13. I am at the Met, the Metropolitan Museum dining room, where we had our lovely lunch. I'm in the dining room with Sean Kelly, the season 13 winner, and Alexander Knox, one of the season 13 designers, who I actually didn't want on the show. And I didn't want him on the show because he had not yet graduated from design school. I said, what do? You win season 13 and you go back to be a senior? He said, yeah. I said, it shouldn't work that way. Don't do this now. Well, he did. So I'm with Sean and Alexander looks very perplexed. What's the matter? He said, I don't know what to do for my senior thesis. I said, well, it's easy. Take the bright spots, your best moments in season 13, and extrapolate, explore them further. He said, I can't do that. I said, why? He said, because we're not allowed to. I said, what do you mean you're not allowed to? We're not allowed to have access to anything that we did on the show. the Weinstein Company owns everything. I said, what? So I left the lunch. I wrote an email to all the people in this sphere, Weinstein, my agent, my lawyer, Lifetime, Sarah Ray, our showrunner, and I said, I just heard this at lunch. Is this true? Or has there been a misunderstanding? And I hear back from Harvey's right hand that, oh no, this is very much true. So I wrote back a very thoughtful and succinct email saying that I hope you will understand why it is that I can no longer be associated with this show. Nothing about you've deceived me for 12 years or 12 seasons, you're a bunch of lying, deceptive assholes, nothing like that. Just, I'm sure you will understand why I can no longer participate. Well, I'm happy to say that all hell broke loose. And largely in the following vein, how dare you tell us how to operate this show? And I said, I'm not telling you how to operate the show. You operate it any way that you want to. I'm merely saying, I won't be part of it. So there were many weeks of negotiations between the Weinstein Company lawyers and my lawyer. And my lawyer basically said, as much as I love hating on the Weinsteins and dealing with them in this capacity, this isn't going to happen. And I said, okay, then we're no worse off than we were before. But then something did happen. They changed the contract for season 14. And my response was, that's all well and good, I'm happy to hear it, but I want those conditions retroactive through season 2. And my lawyer said, that's never gonna happen. And it did.
Wow.
So I very proudly went back to season 14, and let's not get overly enthusiastic about things, because wait till you hear. We shoot season 14, it's done. We segue into Project Runway Junior, which I love. If I had a choice between seniors and juniors, I take the juniors any day. I love those kids. So we do Project Runway Junior, and we invite 3 mentors from Project Runway. Amanda, Nick, and Sanji from various seasons of the show. And in a behind the scenes, I say to them, so how did you feel when you got the email from the Weinstein Company saying that your intellectual property is now back and you own everything? What email? I said, what? We haven't received an email. So the Weinstein Company person, whom I alluded to earlier, is on the set, and coincidentally my agent's on the set. So I walk into the production room, I call them both out, and I say to the Weinstein person, whose name is Barbara, how do you explain this? And she said, oh, the letter's going out later this week. I said every expletive imaginable about how dare you deceive me like this. And I said, were it not for these kids, I would walk off the set and I would never come back. But because they are here, I'm not holding them hostage. But how dare you? How dare you do this? It was awful. Awful. So they lied. I mean, what do you need to do?
Yeah.
Sue them? I'm not going to do anyway.
So that was the end of that?
Yeah.
Oh, I told you I wasn't going to make you you said you didn't want to relive it again.
Oh, but there are tons of things I haven't said. There are tons of
for
other
next
things.
time. Yeah, because it's quite a, and people don't know any of this stuff.
But also, what's with these people who just lie to your face?
Yeah, I don't understand that. To me, like, I don't even understand lying. Like,
I don't either.
even understand it. Life is so much easier when you just say what's true.
When you lie, you have to remember what you said.
Right, it's more
when
work.
you tell the truth.
These scare tactics that these big, massive, multi-billion-dollar companies have, acting like it's a good idea for you to give away part of your business because you gave away your entire life on TV, exploiting your children who will experience emotional damage later and bullying in school that one could never envision. I mean, fame and money. I mean, it's exciting, it's enticing. Who wouldn't want it, right? There's nobody that can understand what it means to exploit your life like this. And what if someone does something that they really regret? They say one word that they really regret. They have to live that for the rest of their lives. What if they're on The Bachelor or The Bachelorette and they leave after 2 episodes having said something dreadful? They won't be able to get a job. They're completely screwed and they didn't even get paid $1. Like, it's enough. These are people working under horrible conditions because they're not even qualified as actual union labor workers. They're not even good enough to be workers that are supposed to be treated fairly. So the man is going to get away with as much as they possibly can. And to live in this environment where you go on talk shows to be exploited and gotcha, and let me get you to say bad things about somebody else. And your job is to either be winning or losing. You're either putting someone else into the ground or someone's putting you into the ground. It's kill or be killed. It's the Hunger Games. It's the running of the bulls. And that's what rates.
So many people are asking me my opinion about the things that Bethany is saying on her social media about the actors' strike and how it affects reality stars and things of that nature. I'm even getting requests to do interviews. Listen, here's my opinion in a really quick nutshell. Bethany has an advantage that I do not have. So with that said, Bethany can say things and people will get it and they'll understand it. For a very long time, I have said that there's a lot of unfair treatment in different areas of the reality workspace. Reality stars do not receive benefits. They don't have any health benefits, any residuals. There's no union for reality stars. All of those things you see, even with myself, when you see all of the memes and stuff that's out there, the way your likeness is used over and over and over and over again, and you don't get one red penny. I don't get a penny for all of those memes that you say out there. I am a part of Screen Actors Guild, so I do receive benefits on that side. Again, your likeness is used over and over and over and over again. They can run these shows for years and years and years and years and years, and you still will not get a dime from it. So I rest my case. I don't want to say too much more about it. I will let you guys see Bethany's video. I feel like she will be supported a lot more than I will be supported. So good luck, everyone.
And the fans were actually kind of upset that you were edited out of the trailer, the flashback. I mean, people were pretty heated.
Yeah. I thought that was funny, and I thought that was kind of crazy to do. But I also think that people sometimes use reverse psychology.
Okay.
And so maybe they were thinking if we edit her out, maybe they'll make more people tune in the next week. So that's how I try to think of it. Maybe they were like, okay, we're going to edit her out, and then people tune in next week to watch. I mean, I don't know. But I think it was a bad move to do.
Do you think it was production being shady?
I don't even think it was production, because production only do what the orders are that they get from the top. So somebody from the top ordered that to be done, and they did what they were told to do.
On Andy Cohen. So we came up together. He was a network executive, became a reunion host and a talk show host, and I had my own trajectory on a parallel path, working my way through the entertainment industry from a different side. We've shared many beach walks and secrets, and I was the highest paid housewife of all time. I rated, and I am in a position to discuss a possible union and fair and equal treatment for all reality talent because I'm not disgruntled. I don't have my own agenda for myself, something I'm asking for. This is not a lawsuit, and this does not have anything to do with just one person or one network. I've always understood that Bravo's Andy's first priority and the housewives. That's the realm that he protects. Those are the secrets that he keeps. The first time I ever heard him say something not directly to me, but in public, was about rewives, when he said negative things about rewives. And then I went on his show and felt ambushed, but that's the name of the game there. There are going to be polls and discussions, and they're designed to kind of make people look bad, produced questions, but that's how you go, promote your products there. You got to take a couple of hits. And I have had opinions on the franchise in particular, and reality TV and in particular, but I haven't felt comfortable really totally expressing that because I didn't want to say anything untoward about Andy or about the housewives, the place that I came from. But I've grown increasingly uncomfortable with certain things. I've been put in situations where I've felt that it wasn't safe. I recently found out that I crashed a funeral, and that was very jarring because it's felt like there is exploitation without compensation for many people. I've now, in the past couple of days, heard stories about people whose spouses have lost jobs and people who have been threatened with contracts that they cannot use their own business and work on their own projects afterwards because the network has to own them. And then, yes, of course, there's the Bethany Clause and all of these different things that I'm thinking about that aren't equal and fair, and reality talent isn't compensated properly by and large. And I've run this by lawyers and people that work with unions and heads of the entertainment industry and asked point blank, do you think I'm right? And they have all said yes. So I know that I'm right. And there are over 100 people that have also told me that I'm right who work in this industry. Many of them are scared and threatened and have gag orders, and contracts are being used as weapons. But I want an answer because I deserve an answer. We deserve an answer, and we're going to get the answer we deserve. I did not buy the idiot guide to starting a union in 24 hours, but these are fair. These are ways that talent can understand compensation without having to try to audit a multi-billion-dollar powerful company that hides money in different places and likes to try to pretend that everything equals a show expense, so you never get any of the gross. For unscripted talent with shows that make it to air, the minimum should be $5,000 per episode. Talent should receive a 10% raise each season. If the show is a huge success and ratings have increased, it's subject to negotiation, or the talent can walk away.
Let's talk about the legacy negotiation, because I have what I think happened. I was not there. I don't know.
I know, and I love listening to your show and listening to what you think.
So I want to hear how close I am. What I think happened is you were an original housewife. You were on for several seasons. Some people were going to be on legacy that came later and haven't been on since the very beginning, and everyone's at different pay grades. When Jill and I started, it was called Favored Nations, and everybody got paid the same.
That's right.
And we fucked that up. I fucked that up for everybody because we went on our own. You're like, I'm going with you. Remember the three blonde? They were going together. Yeah, they were going together. But
okay.
And I was like, you're like, I'm over here.
I was with you all the way.
Right. So now it's a Chinese a la carte menu now. What the salaries are, it's all over the place. Everybody gets different. So you were walking into what I perceive as a new show with a collection of people that are cast as a new show. You wanted to be paid what everybody else wanted to be paid. And so you didn't want to come in where you were, because that was a long time ago before people started getting real money. And they wanted to be thinking that they weren't on a show that just got canceled and that they were still riding with the next season of the show and be where they were. And I think that everybody fucked it up because they should have met in the middle. So they should have come to the middle. And you would have gotten probably more than you were even asking for. I think that they should have come down and you should have all met in the middle. And I think that's why it got fucked up, because you were blamed for it, but I don't think it was really you.
And you know what's so funny?
Am I correct?
Well, not really, but like it's very hypocritical, the networks. They are. They're hypocritical because they say that, you can't talk to the press, but then they do. Like who blamed me for the negotiations breaking down? Where did that come from? Didn't come from me.
What really happened? Who cares who
No,
blamed?
but it does, because then if I respond, like if I talk to you about it right
could've
now.
been anybody.
No, but then if I talk to you about it now, it's like, oh, she's talking about it. Well, where did it start? They started talking about it, not me.
No, but it could have been one of the girls that said you messed it up. I think it was one of the girls. Who cares? That's
No,
what
it
happened.
wasn't, but it doesn't matter. Well, first
really
of all,
happened?
you know what was in my head? I'll tell you something. When I saw you and we talked about me coming back on the show, and
When
do
we
you
were on
remember
the
what you said
plane?
to me? Yeah.
What did I say? What are you thinking?
Don't do it.
Of course.
What'd you say? Do you remember what you said to me? I remember what you said to me.
I don't know. You don't need it. I don't know.
You said,
Tell me.
Don't do it. You don't need it. What do you need it for? It's not good for you.
It is, in fact, their real lives. So for networks and streamers to be trapping people, not allowing them to do other things, and forcing them to expose their real lives on reality television is unconscionable. Talent gets 10% of their last negotiated talent fee for additional cycles. That means that if a network has a season and decides to re-air that season, talent gets 10%. If a streamer decides to keep that on, talent gets 10% of their talent fee each additional year. Any additional entities airing that show, i.e. Peacock, will also pay 10% to the talent. On shoot and promotional days, talent gets a per diem $100 a day. Now to retroactive. Starting right now, series talent that has not been paid for shows that have been airing with no compensation should receive $5,000 per season retroactively from each distributor. So I should be paid $5,000 per year from streamers and from networks for shows that have aired after the original season. If they don't want to pay moving forward, the content should be taken down, and the content should not be watched or consumed. It should be boycotted. Talent is not required to give any proceeds of their business to a network or streamer, eradicating the Bethany Clause. These terms are now the new Bethany Clause. Talent should not be prohibited from promoting specific brands on their social media so the networks and streamers can try to garner that income for themselves. Talent shall receive a percentage of proceeds from ancillary merch from the gross. 5% if it's a solo act, 2.5% if it's an ensemble. For other properties, for example, YouTube, which the networks and streamers make a lot of money off of those clips using your name and likeness and talent's intellectual property.
Work with people who have a negative and toxic work culture. You know, of course, I watch the franchise, but it is built on negative and toxic culture. So why not leave sooner? And why did you ever join?
I joined because I had $8,000 in my bank account and a $2,000 a month or $2,600 a month rent.
So the money.
I joined because it was an opportunity. I thought I could maybe be something, and I wanted to be a natural food chef, and I thought I could showcase that. So I joined because of that. It also was a different show then. Don't forget, we were wearing our own sweaters and had no makeup on, and we were just being human beings interacting, and having a conversation in a bar was a dramatic argument. We weren't, we weren't like running into other people's cars, bankruptcies, jail. Like, it wasn't as crazy as it is now. It's really outlandish now. And it evolved. I left after 3 seasons, and I came back because I did miss the connection with the audience and the humor. And yeah, the money was a big part of it. As it grew, it was a lot of money, and you couldn't make that anywhere else. And I walked away. The money would have been the reason I stayed. I walked away because I wanted to feel good about myself, and I had gotten to a position where I didn't have to do that.
Are you stunned by the scandals? I feel like every time I look at like an entertainment blog, somebody's going to jail or someone's husband is going to jail.
Well, it's crazy.
What is that?
It's bizarre because in our normal lives, we don't know 10 people that have gone to jail, infidelity.
Well, I do a crime show. I do a crime show. I know 10 people.
No, personally,
but it's a lot, and it's a lot of like fraud stuff.
I know. It's a lot of fraud because I'll tell you why. Because the premise is, and I was the only one in the first season that didn't have money or wasn't pretending to have money or Ferraris or all this stuff that's rented and not even really real. It's all show and no go. So I was down here with no money and being honest about that. But when you have a show that is built on showing wealth, it's important for the people who want to be on the show and want to be famous to show that they're wealthy. So not everybody's wealthy. So if you have to show it, you're going to get jammed up by, by having to find ways to show it.
Question for Kelly. What was your experience like working for Bravo? Would you ever do another reality show similar to Hell on Earth?
Bravo is a very want to speak the truth. I think it's important that I tell
I'm not going to censor you. And this is your,
that the Bravo network, based on my experience with Kel and Earth, was a very toxic environment.
I remember you telling me that.
So horrible to me.
That's insane. I can't even imagine that. You're so fucking badass.
I'm gonna be very honest about what happened.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks. I never talk about this in public, and it's your podcast, and you're amazing. And I do think this podcast.
And I do want to hear this story. I do want to hear this story.
I don't really care about Andy Cohen. Andy Cohen, Kel and Earth. Okay. Nobody cared about the show. Let's just be honest. So I was shooting The City, and I ended up on Bravo with this show, and the Magical Elves were producing, and nobody cared. They were all up on Sarah Jessica Parker's ass because she was doing an art show with China Chow and Bill Powers
on Bravo.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. So no one cared about Kel and Earth at the network.
Nobody cared.
At the network.
Nobody came to the set. Nobody.
What about Kel and Earth? Finances, reality.
Reality show, totally real. Finances, $20,000 an ep, 8 eps, $160,000. Hellish experience. Hated working on Bravo. Hated being a Bravo celebrity. I was very nonconformist. They didn't love me. I definitely did not love them. By the time we were shooting, I think the second or third week, I was already going back to MTV and telling them I didn't want to stay on Bravo and I wanted to come back. Got a pilot on MTV. But then Liz Gately and Tony DeSanto, who were the heads of the network, were planning their departure, which affected the pickup of my show.
What was so bad about being a Bravo celebrity in particular?
Well, I think that Bravo treats women like shit, and their messaging is pretty horrifying. And I'm not going to say, I'm friends with people that are on the network, some of the people, but overall, I think that the message that they give out, to people is that women are hysterical and out of control and drunk and crazy.
And let me finish. And I said that. It didn't react to me. The next day I ended up in the hospital for a week. If any of my friends right here had seen that more than once in 3 years, my friends, my sister would have come to me and they would have been concerned. You have gone around to everybody and talked to them.
How do you know I've gone around to everybody?
And you too.
Don't point your finger at me, Kim.
And you two asking where I've gone to treatment. Do I have a sponsor?
Well, we've asked you.
You asked me if I was okay, and I said I am
if you were in meetings.
And I told you on the plane, Kim, I am fine.
We care about you.
I'm concerned about you. First of all, let's not talk about this. Excuse me. I'm concerned about you at your situation at home. You want to bring out my stuff? Let's talk about your home life. Excuse me, I'm not talking to you.
Well, I'm talking to you.
Excuse me, shame on you.
About it.
I'm not talking to you. And I'm talking to you. Shut your f***ing mouth. I've had enough of you, you beast. Beast? Yeah.
How dare you?
How dare me?
You came into my home.
And I apologized.
Actually,
and in 3 years.
Actually, you didn't.
I don't like you.
Guess what? I don't particularly like you either.
Good.
I can't find one damn thing to like about you right now in the moment.
Good. I've never found one thing to like about you.
I did nothing.
From your hair to your face to your attitude.
Why do you look like that? You want me to defend you even though you're acting like that?
I've never needed you to defend me because you've never have.
Kim,
yes, I have. She does defend you, Kim. She does defend you 1,000%. She defends me more than you do. Kathy would not ever act like this. Kathy would have my back like a real sister. You have been doing this to me for years.
It's not okay to talk to your sister or anyone like that.
You don't understand the relationship.
No,
with
I
my
don't,
sister.
but it's not okay to talk to anyone like that, Kim. It's just not okay. Your behavior's not okay.
Really?
Yeah, it's not okay.
Why don't you have a piece of bread and maybe you'll calm down a little?
Shame on you. You're disgusting, Kim.
Please. Can I interfere 1 second? I understand your sensitivity because you've worked really hard for 3 years. When I talked to her, she said, Yolanda, I've lost 2 brother-in-laws. My husband has only been sober for 3 years.
Oh, wait, excuse me? Did you just say let's talk about the husband?
Let's not talk about what you don't want out.
You know what? Let me tell you something. Don't you ever don't touch my husband.
Just saying.
Don't you
ever. You don't want out for everybody to know. You better watch what you talk about me, or everybody will know.
Never
Everybody
go
will
near
know.
my husband.
Everybody will know.
You understand that?
Everybody
Never
will
go
know.
after my
You're pathological.
I'm not sick.
You make up
Not
stories.
sick.
You're a liar.
I'm a fucking good person. You just missed out on it.
A good
Margaret,
person
just
who disparaged your
What did you lie
ex-husband
about?
and lied incessantly about it.
And you
disparaged
around on yours in your own fucking house.
You prostitute and you still a
Get out of my...
and you're
She's not worth it. She's a piece of shit.
I'm a piece of shit. So touch me.
Teresa, she's been dragged and ridden hard.
And so have your titties. You should get them done.
That's
Oh, hit a nerve? I hit a nerve? Is that yours?
This is a store, guys.
That
Don't
is
be
hers.
guys. Stop. I don't know. Guys.
Is that yours?
Are you
kidding me? Oh my God! Are you kidding me? Nathan,
We are
watch
no-
your back, bitch. You started it, I'll finish it. Don't you ever come for me again, you whore.
I am like so embarrassed of my friends right now. I'm so sorry.
I'll pay for
You're
the kid.
embarrassed?
Yes,
Really?
I am. This is nuts. Are you
You see what she did to me?
This is unacceptable.
She started.
All right, guys. I think this shopping day is over, to say the least.
Let's go. Let's go.
I love you. Bye.
Hi, baby. Bitch.
Okay.
Go with your white ponytail. You can't even bleach it anymore. Your hair's so broken. I just can't help myself.
You want me to be honest?
Yes.
It won't be to John.
Thank God. You know, I'm sick and tired of you saying bad stuff about John.
I didn't say bad stuff.
You know, you're bringing up idiots around that I can say mean thing about,
Okay.
and I will, starting.
Okay, go right ahead.
So stop it, okay? He doesn't like you either. He thinks you're a bitch. So, you know what? Keep your
So do you
mouth
see me
shut
getting married again?
and stop acting like a bitch.
Okay. Well, he is a nice guy.
If you're a good friend, you'd be supportive and you'd keep
I
your
am
mouth
supportive.
shut. Then shut your mouth. I've been with him 3 years. You respect me from that alone. Okay? I don't pass opinion on your stupid relationships and the idiots you bring
I'm not
around.
dating anybody.
Don't
I've never been
say a mean
Okay, you can raise your
word
voice.
about John
I did not say a
McDustin
mean word.
again.
I did not say. You're being out of control,
Yo,
girl.
you-
Oh, no,
Yo,
no.
Shut up. I'm tired of it.
Oh, my God.
Okay, and I'm not putting up with it anymore.
Well, in these groups, sometimes people can give their opinions, and that happens. It
She
does
gives
happen.
it all the time.
Oh, wow.
Much time on her hands, and she's not taking care of her own kids.
I didn't say anything to you guys so that you start an argument. I just think you should know that these are the kind of things she's saying because
And who knows what else she's saying?
That's
Hey,
what
wait,
I'm
can I ask you a question? Did anyone say anything positive, like shut up?
and nobody really spoke. I think Brandy kind of just spoke her piece.
And what comments did Lisa bring in this, since the other troublemaker? What did she say?
I don't remember what Lisa said.
The
I don't
only
think
liar
anybody
is
She
her.
probably was
This
smiling.
girl lies
Yeah.
24/7. She lies about everything, and that's a lawsuit. Let's go.
What happened? We just heard comments that bitch made, so I want to get out of here. Who? What are you talking about? You. Talking about you.
What? What were the comments I made?
Oh, actually, I'm not going to talk in front of the people right now. I want to just, you don't know what I want to do right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's.
Do you have some comment about my family? Tell me.
You just
Don't do
called
it
me
in
a
front of
bitch.
everybody.
You just called me a
are
bitch.
a bitch. You want to come
What
in and
did
I'll
you
tell
say?
you?
God, let me come over there when you call me a bitch.
Wait a minute. You are a bitch. You want to come over here and I'll tell you?
You're here. You tell me.
You don't understand what I'd like
love
to do.
to tell you
Tell
the
me.
truth.
What would you like to tell
You
me?
don't want to know, baby.
Oh, really?
No.
That we're
You lie
absolutely
constantly.
defamatory more?
Defamatory?
comments?
No. Guess what?
You, wait a minute.
Listen,
Hold on.
Okay. Okay, wait.
Can I what?
Can you turn it on? I need to go.
What is going on?
Why are the police here?
That's when I got a phone call. Well, it was a New York number. I answered it, and it was a detective saying, and what he said to me was, "Hi, this is Detective so-and-so. I just want to make sure, are you okay?"
And this is a true story.
So
So they randomly just chose your name to think that you and Stuart?
I have no idea, but I don't know any of the people that they asked me about.
You have no clue?
I have no clue what they're talking about.
How do you feel about your former first assistant, Stuart Smith, taking the stand against you? You described him effectively as your right hand, and now he's supposed to testify against you.
I'm fighting this. I am
fighting it.
innocent.
She's fighting it.
And I will fight for every person out there that can't fight for themselves because they don't have the resources or the means. You know, there are nearly 10,000 people a year that are wrongly accused and convicted of a crime they did not commit. And it's important to me to fight. It's important to me, one, because I'm innocent. I'm not guilty of any of these charges that that I've been accused of.
Any comment at all?
Are you gonna go to jail for 11 years?
The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City star Jen Shah pleaded guilty in her federal fraud case today in front of U.S. District Judge Sidney Stein. Since the housewife pleaded guilty to count 1, conspiracy to commit wire fraud in connection with telemarketing, the prosecutor agreed to drop count 2, which was conspiracy to commit money laundering. Shah allegedly scammed hundreds of people, specifically elderly, in a widespread telemarketing scheme.
You know, this whole time I've been telling Dana that, like, you know, she should get to know Jen and make her own assumptions on Jen. Don't go off of public opinion. You know, we're innocent until proven guilty. You don't want to assume she's guilty.
I was always trying to protect myself. Like, I don't want to be associated with someone like that.
It is sentencing day for Real Housewives of Salt Lake City cast member Jennifer Shah. In federal court in Lower Manhattan, Shah could face up to 14 years in prison for running a nationwide telemarketing scheme that defrauded hundreds of people, including elderly and vulnerable victims. Her attorneys argue she deserves no more than 3 years in prison.
You're good. Excuse me. Pardon me, guys. Excuse me. Pardon me, guys. Excuse me.
No, you can't go.
Jen, can we have a comment for the people who are not in court? You made an apology. Can you make another apology here, please?
Thank you. Excuse me.
How you doing, Jen?
Look at other people on the show this season who've been drinking a lot.
Shannon, but this is on TMZ. I haven't spoken to Tamara. I have no backstory on any of this, but Shannon Beador's tough year just got a lot rougher. The reality star got busted for driving drunk this weekend in SoCal. Law enforcement sources tell TMZ the Real Housewives of Orange County star drove her car onto a residential property in Newport Beach Saturday night and actually clipped the house. We're told that Beador then turned back onto the road and kept going before parking the vehicle in the middle of the street and getting out with her dog. Our sources say she tried to act like she was taking a walk when police arrived after receiving the 911 call. We're told she wasn't fooling anyone as she appeared wasted and was taken into custody. Cops also seized Beador's car as part of the investigation into the damage of their home. A rep for Newport Beach PD says Beador was booked for 2 misdemeanors, a hit and run, and DUI and alcohol.
Now shut up and drive. Shut up and drive. I got class like a 57 Cadillac. Got overdrive with a whole lot of
Friday, Taylor Armstrong will be here. Shannon Bedore will not. She has canceled Friday for obvious reasons. If you read, I think it's everywhere right now. Unfortunately, she got into a bit of trouble on Saturday night. I was with her on Friday night, so people are confusing because we were out for Stu's birthday on Friday night at Nobu, and it was Taylor Armstrong and John, and then John Jansen, Shannon, and Stu and myself. We all had a really nice evening. We then went on to the Elks Lodge afterwards, which was live band doing covers.
Fun.
Really fun. I invited Shannon on Saturday to go to Stu's birthday at Abbey and High Tops. She said she was staying in, but she ended up going out. Unfortunately, she got a DUI on Saturday night. She was also in a car accident.
Oh, gosh.
She was injured, so she's going to be recovering. And then I will say I've known Shannon. Shannon and I have been friends for a very long time. I was shocked. She called me yesterday. We talked for a while, and I was shocked because I've never known Shannon to ever drink and drive. And that's something that we both have discussed previously. I won't have one drink, and I just Uber everywhere now. So I'm shocked. I will tell you she's accepting full accountability. She is ashamed. She's embarrassed. I personally, as her friend, don't, because people are like, oh, she needs rehab. Oh, she's an alcoholic. I don't think Shannon is an alcoholic. I think, as her close friend, I think she's going through a lot of personal struggles right now. And I think that she probably has been leaning on alcohol, but I don't believe she's an alcoholic. I am happy to say that she's going to be entering counseling this week. So I'm happy about that. Nobody, aside from Shannon, nobody was hurt in the accident. I'm not justifying it. I'm not condoning it.
Well, what do you want to tell our smashers about Shannon?
So it was interesting because my friend Elaine and I have the text. Elaine and Julie were at a restaurant with her that night. Saturday night, where she got when the incident happened, and they texted me this yesterday, and they're like, yeah, she was asking, she said she was going to make amends with you and that you guys were going to be friends again, and she was really excited about it. And then my friend Julie went to USC as well, and she's single, and she was like, yeah, I really need friends right now. And she got her number and she texted her, and she was like, yeah, maybe we could all have lunch together. And it was like a really nice thing. So I feel really bad. People are asking, oh yeah, all of a sudden now she wants to be friends with you. She reached out to me on Thursday.
Right. It wasn't Sunday after she was arrested for drunk driving, late Saturday, early Sunday. It was Thursday.
Correct.
After she had dinner with Jeff Lewis Wednesday night.
Yes.
And Kelly, to her credit, has been gracious ever since. You're not bashing her now. You could pile on if you wanted to. She said some very unkind things about you, but
I'm not going to do that.
You're taking the high road.
Well, I just think that everybody has had drinks and they've driven.
Mm.
Everybody has.
What's crazy is you actually predicted this would happen.
I did. It's in here somewhere in one of the smashes. I did predict.
People have been writing us about that.
And I told you guys, I have a sixth sense. I told Rick when he was, I go, you drive crazy. You're going to get an accident. You're going to get in a very bad one.
She must have told me that 20 times.
And it happened.
It did.
I know things before it's going to happen. I'm not saying like I'm a psychic, but I'm intuitive, I guess.
Or a witch.
Yes. It's very, very strange. I don't condone anything that she did like that, but I empathy for her, and I want to give her grace at this time. I mean, you could just imagine how she must feel. It must be horrible for her.
The worst thing to happen, and I respect very much that you're not kicking her when she's down, and I don't mean to do that either. I've always liked Shannon, and I wish her the best, and I hope she gets through this okay. This is the worst. And she's got 3 daughters going to college. This is the bad timing and just an awful situation. She obviously made a mistake.
We all make mistakes. We're human.
Yeah.
None of us are perfect. And none of us can, it's easy to point fingers and say, shame on you. But, it's actually an awakening for each and every one of us not to drink and drive. Because what are the consequences? You could kill somebody. Something horrible could happen. You could kill yourself, kill somebody else. And it's just a reminder. It's a reminder for all of us not to drink and drive. I mean, we have Uber, thank God.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that that's the lesson here.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think God gives us lessons, and this was like somebody telling her from above, you can't do this. Next time you could. And I know Shannon, she's a smart cookie. She will not do this ever again. We all make mistakes. It's learning from them and moving on.
Well, I couldn't agree more. And
Jolie called me and she's like, Mom, if you ever did that, I would kill you. But see, it's like lessons like that.
You want to know what a good person Kelly is? She said, let's bring her some food. And we went to Sabatino's and we got a bunch of food for her. Some lasagna, some stuffed peppers, some sausage. And we delivered it to her door just now.
And there was a big, huge paparazzi truck out there. And Rick goes, that's not paparazzi. That's a news truck. It's called a microwave truck. I go, I don't know. It looked like paparazzi to me.
It was a microwave van, a local TV station. I don't know which one because it's unmarked, but it's parked right in front of her house.
So I texted Shannon and I go, dude, there's a bunch of paparazzi outside your house right now. And she goes, I'm talking to Rebecca. Rebecca's from Bravo. She's a PR executive there. And she's like, don't leave your house.
Okay.
I'm Karen.
Montgomery County Police.
I would rather.
I
don't like
video
her.
not
Okay.
recorded.
I'd rather her not do a lot of talking at this point, anyhow, because she's probably a little bit upset after the thing. So she's.
Can I ask you where you're coming from tonight, ma'am?
She said she was coming from a friend's house.
Okay. Which way were you driving on Oakland?
Were you
coming from Bradley?
You have it? I'll take a look. Yes.
You're coming from Bradley?
Oh, wait. Well, you see it? Yes. Thank you.
You were driving on Bradley or from Bradley? Do you remember the accident?
Yes.
Okay. What happened?
Actually, nothing really. Breaking me? Yeah, it's just that somebody ran you off the road. They did.
Someone ran you off the road? Okay.
Yeah.
Do you remember that vehicle at all?
No.
No, you don't? Okay.
Wait.
I understand. It's dark out here. Yeah.
Are you okay?
Let me ask you.
He's okay. He's still looking for your license. No, Ray, we don't need him to do anything. Karen, hold it.
Karen.
I'm looking for your license, baby.
How much you drink tonight?
I'll give you my license if you want.
No, I was out, but I'm good.
How much you had to drink to? That's my question.
See if your license is in here.
Saying it's going to catch fire, right?
Not yet.
Bowles probably already put one on. He's right. Bowles is working on the acres report, so it's probably on there. If not, just have him at it.
Make sure he doesn't have it already.
I think Bowles does.
Somebody have the license?
I think so.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, I think Bowles, one of my...
All right, I'll check.
Can you answer everything for me first? Thank you, God.
No, Edward too. Karen, how much are you drinking tonight?
Talk to my husband.
Okay, can I talk with?
Yeah.
I can't talk to your husband. He's not really involved in this incident. He can help me translate or get you to cooperate.
He is.
Okay.
He is. You okay?
How much you drink tonight? How much alcohol?
Are you good?
I'm good. I'm just saying, they're assuming that you had more than you should have. Yeah. And I'm assuming that you had like a couple of beers or something like that.
Yes, that's all I had.
But
you had a couple of beers.
So,
that's my assumption.
Okay.
I don't know for sure. I wasn't with her.
Okay. That's why I'm trying to communicate with her.
Yeah.
What kind of beer did you drink?
Were we good, sweetheart?
Yeah. I don't see your license here.
I think one of my...
Somebody got him?
Yeah,
somebody
got
it?
Has
because the bag was right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
we needed to write an accident report.
Okay.
It's okay. So Ray, darling, what did you say?
I'm saying that you probably had a couple of beers.
Yes.
And you're coming back.
Yes.
And you said that you got run off the road.
I did.
Did you hit the tree here or something?
It looks like she hit the center median, came across the median, and then hit this tree as well.
Okay,
or one of the
dark. Or hit the median and hit the tree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ray, can you keep my purse up, though?
It doesn't take much.
No, it doesn't. Sweetheart, can you speak to me, please?
Okay.
Hey, your car's on fire. Your car's on fire. Get away from your car.
My car?
Still smoking?
No, it's on fire. All right.
We're going to get you on there. Right here, man. Right here. Do a favor and get a bus.
Yeah, we're just going to check you out. Yeah. Just check you out in the ambulance. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Just keep going. I know. Do you need let's get you in the ambulance.
I'm Officer Baxter County Police. Just let you know everything's being video and audio recorded at this point, all right? You can go.
No, it's not okay.
Well, it has to be.
Cut it off now.
I can't. You can go with them.
Can.
I'm not allowed.
I'm like this.
Right on this side. Yep. I saw you holding your side. Has anything hurt there?
I said no. Oh, I was just going
But you don't necessarily.
What's your name?
My name's Kyle.
I'm Karen. Thank you. They call me the Grandon.
The Grandon?
I don't know what the fuck that's about. Andy Cohen did that. Go ahead.
The what?
Andy Cohen did that. They call me the Grandon. I'm black, I'm rich, and I own the plantation of farm. You know I hate you, right?
That's okay.
Oh, wait. Can you take this off?
I can't take the handcuffs off. We got to go inside.
Everybody's gonna hate you that way. Do you know who I am?
I don't.
You've
told me your name is Karen.
No.
Let me help you up.
No, I did not. Oh God.
That's what I
I'm
told
lit.
Yes, you are lit.
Oh, can you?
That's why you're here.
No, not really, darling.
It is. Hold on, don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. I don't want you to fall like you just did.
Can you hear me? I just got out of the car.
I know, because you're drunk. Let's go this way, ma'am. Do I know who you are? No. You've asked me to watch the step. Thank you.
And I'm walking up the street. He has a timer on. He's good. And I'll walk up the stairs. And I'm out there.
Careful.
I'm just having a night.
Careful.
We're good.
Okay. All right, just stand right here for a second. What's that? Come inside.
I'll let you go.
Karen.
Yeah. Thank you. No, that's such a fucking irritant. Poor white will just let that shit go by. You want to listen? I wouldn't do it. I will rise up. I am who I am. So we want to ask me. Can we? I don't give a fuck. You want that by people?
I'm not asking
you. Do you want that by people?
Karen, I'm not
No,
asking you.
I'm really rich, and I will stay
don't-
in jail for a year or two. Because you just want that by
What?
poor white, black, green people. You want that by people?
It has nothing to do with any of that.
Yeah, it does. It has everything. So
it
what's your
actually has
point?
zero to do with that. I don't
So,
get to make
I'm sorry.
how this happens.
All right, it's not you. I'm sorry. I'm extremely
Computer's gonna read
intelligent.
you.
I am Thomas Jefferson's concubine.
The computer's
and
going to continue reading that
half
phone.
of the
All I
nation.
need
Your
you to do
point
is
is
listen.
what? No, what you need to do is tell me what you want.
All I need you to do is listen. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Could you not?
So, Ashley, have you spoken to Karen since this was released?
I texted her and called her because The reunion was a very tough reunion for me, and Karen called me as soon as I got home to like check on me. So I felt this responsibility to extend that same courtesy to her after this traumatic experience for her. And it took her a while to get back to me, but she did, and she, you know, she just said that she's doing okay. But from what I understand, she's pretty shaken up with everything.
This makes you emotional. Why?
Because I really love her, and even though we have our disagreements and our relationship has gone through a lot, you never want to see anybody go through this, considering that Karen's health could have been jeopardized, someone on the street could have been hurt. So there's just so much that could have happened, and thankfully it didn't, but you know, the what ifs are really scary.
Yeah, one thing that touched me, and I said this on air, that she talked about her grief journey, and I know the pain of losing a parent, and she said that that played a role in the actions of that night. Have you been following her and working with her, helping her during her grief journey at all?
We try to be there as much as we can for Karen. She is very close to the chest. She keeps things. So as much as she's willing to share, we're willing to listen. And we always tell her, we're here for you. Like, she knows she's got at least 2 sets of ears always here.
Start off by saying, once I saw that you were in an accident, I couldn't imagine something really happening to you. And it just like shook me. I'll say this to you, you do know your friend, and I can't wait for the truth to come out. Well, what is going on with that? Because you're going to court at some point, or did you go to court? You can read.
Huger is facing DUI charges tonight. Police tell us Huger was taken into custody just before midnight last night following a crash on Oakland Drive and Beeman Woods Way in Potomac. Police say it appears Huger drove across a median and then hit street signs. We did reach out to her management, and we are still waiting for a response tonight.
Is A. Scott going to show up next week or at the next trial hearing?
We'll be ready to go. Everybody be ready to go.
How you doing, Mr. Huger?
Our actual trial date will be September 23rd, and we'll continue working on your defense before that. But that's where we are.
All right. Well, I feel much better about it. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm exhausted, as you can imagine.
Understood.
No sleep.
Understood. Our actual trial date will be September 23rd, and we'll continue working on your defense before that. But that's where we are.
All right. Well, I feel much better about it. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm exhausted, as you can imagine.
Understood.
No sleep.
Understood.
A reality TV star fighting drunk driving accusations will soon learn her fate. A jury is still deliberating on Real Housewives cast member Karen Huger's DUI charges. Fox 5's Lee Zhang live in Rockville tonight at the courthouse with the latest. Lee.
Hey, Kenneth, good evening to you. Yeah, 3 hours in and still no verdict from this jury. Now, during closing arguments today, the state made a point to say that this is what they called a very simple case for this jury. However, the defense argued the exact opposite, saying that in their opinion, this is a case that is filled with doubt. Now, for background, this all happened in March of 2024, that crash happening on Oakland Drive in Potomac on the night of March 19th. Karen Huger refused medical treatment confession along with a field sobriety test and a breathalyzer. The defense presented 2 witnesses today, including her cousin. He says he was on the phone with her when that crash happened. He testified that she did disclose some personal matters to him that night on the phone. But aside from sounding a little sad, he says he was not concerned about her driving. The defense says he is the most important witness in their case, as Huger's demeanor has been a part of the evidence presented. Police and an EMT testified that she was, quote, incoherent. They called her uncooperative on the night in question. There was also body camera video shown where her husband suggested that she, quote, probably had more to drink than she should have, to which she did agree on camera. Now, again, the jury has not come back with a verdict yet. We're about 3 hours since they were handed this case. We do know that just a few minutes ago, the judge did give this jury the option. They can go home tonight, come back tomorrow morning, and continue deliberating. However, they have chosen to stay until they reach a verdict. Guys.
Oh, God. I'm going to tell you this right now, and everybody here. Remember 3 phone numbers from your phone, because if you ever go to jail, you have to remember phone numbers. And I couldn't remember a phone number, and the one number I did remember, I didn't want to call it.
A Real Housewives cast member arrested in Palm Beach. Luanne de Lesseps of the popular reality show The Real Housewives of New York City arrested early this morning on the island.
Luanne, you need to hire a lawyer. These are serious charges. You understand that?
The 52-year-old facing a number of charges, including disorderly intoxication and resisting arrest. De Lesseps allegedly slammed a door on an officer's face, kicked an officer, and said, quote, "I'm going to kill you all." De Lesseps appeared before the judge this morning, who advised her, as you heard, to hire a lawyer, as 3 of her charges are felonies. She was released, but ordered to be back in court in 3 weeks. Now, tonight, De Lesseps tweeted apologies, adding, quote, "This was my first time in Palm Beach since my wedding, and being here brought up buried emotion."
Please, guys. I mean, I live here.
Yeah, let me
I
swap
live
cuffs.
here, and
No, just hand me yours for now.
I
don't want to pick her out.
please take this off. Please take this off. Because I can't even do it. Don't do this.
Go ahead, turn around. Watch her head.
Don't do this.
1, 2. All right.
My purse is in my hotel room. I live here. Stop it. No, my... No, don't. Guess what? I don't. Are you kidding me?
Yep.
Are you kidding me?
So you make sure you're recording. Bro.
Tell Kendall you want it.
Hello.
Oscar on to Oscar 21. Can you Roger 1020?
I'm having plans for buildings right now.
Since where I'll leave, I'll go up as you're coming down. Will you meet me in the lobby?
And where you're in the lobby.
50th floor. I'm upstairs. I'm heading down now.
And where? What do you want to see, a white or black female? White female?
Yeah.
I'm not happy about that.
26.
Can I get out of here, please?
Yeah, we'll go over there.
Please. Can I get out of here, please? I can't even deal with this. I just want to go home, please. Can I go home? I don't want to go. And it's horrible. Can I get out from here?
You want this stuff, or you
Yes.
want to get with your friend?
It's my, can I mean, I'm fine. I'm good.
Okay, I'm gonna
Do you know what I mean? I'm good.
I'm gonna ask you again. Do you want
Yes.
do you want to take this with you to jail, or do you want to leave it with your friend?
I want to take it.
You want to take this to jail with you?
Why would I?
You're going to
Why
jail.
would I?
You're going to jail.
Why would I?
Okay. So would you
Why
like
would
to
I?
take it or not?
Can I get my hands out from
No,
this?
you cannot.
Why? They do this on purpose. They do this. Yeah. Perfect. Here.
Check out my one officer because his head's swollen right now.
No, but I want to know how I can help. So I understand you have your friend. Yeah. But what about my
it's
friend?
not that. It's turns into battery. She hit a law enforcement officer in the head.
I
That's
know.
what it is at the end of the day.
So
what
your
you
friend
can
is
do
hurt,
is
but
you
how
can-
about my friend is in the car?
She's in a car,
So
right.
how can I help my friend?
So you
You're
can
gonna
call
help your friend.
You can call. It's what it boils
do I
down to. It's
call?
black and white. It's the law, my friend.
I
Okay?
understand.
You need to call Gun Club.
Gun Club?
Gun Club. The jail.
Oh, I know what that
Palm Beach
is.
County. That's where you
That's
have to
off
call.
of,
and they'll let you know exactly when she's free to go. But
No,
I'm,
Gun Club is up on
Julie! Julie, they're trying to trap me for no reason. I've done nothing wrong. I've done nothing wrong. Done nothing wrong. Let me out. Let me out, please. Let me out. I've done nothing wrong. I've done nothing wrong. Let me out. I've done nothing wrong.
Here, let me fix this.
Please do.
Okay. Let me fix
Good.
it.
Please do. I've done nothing wrong. I've done nothing wrong.
Relax. Stop moving your wrist. I can't take it off if you keep
Please do.
moving.
I've done nothing wrong.
Where you going?
I'm not getting.
Oh, no. Stay there. Relax.
I've done nothing, my love. I've done
Stand
nothing.
by.
I've done nothing wrong. Julie! Julie! Julie, get over here. Get over here. Get over here. Get over here. I've done nothing wrong. Done nothing wrong.
That's fine. Come here.
What?
Come here.
Good. Thank you. For what?
Yeah.
For what?
Turn around.
Why? Don't why?
Stop.
Why?
Stop.
For what?
Stop.
What? No, why would you do that to me? Why would you? For what? For what?
Why was she on a
Why are
She
you
slipped
doing
on.
this to me?
Oh, hey,
I'll leave.
Why are you doing this to me? Why are they
Stop
doing this to me?
resisting. Stop
Why?
resisting.
Why? 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 Oh my God! I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you, big time. You're gonna be so bad. You're gonna be so bad that you've done nothing. I've done nothing wrong. I've done nothing wrong, and you're handcuffing me. Guess what? Why? I'm not getting into your car.
Okay, no.
I'm not getting in that car. I'm not. Why? I've done nothing wrong. I've done nothing wrong. I'm not getting in that car. I'm not getting.
You need to sit.
No.
She's
No.
gonna come meet up with
I
you.
want my shoes and my bag and my stuff. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. I'm gonna kill you. I'll kill you. I will kill you. For what? For what did I do? I did nothing wrong. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't touch me.
He's buckling you so you're
Don't
safe.
touch me. Don't touch me.
Sit back.
Done nothing wrong.
Watch your feet.
No. No. My friend. My friend is staying here. My friend. Don't touch me.
Listen to me. I'm gonna hostile you if you don't stop. Do you understand what I'm telling you right now?
For what?
Stop.
What did I do?
Leave your feet in the vehicle.
What did I do wrong?
Luanne, just relax. Your feet in. Chill out. Feet in. Okay.
what can I do to help?
Where's my purse and my things and my things?
Where's my purse? Where's my things? Where's my purse and my things?
Not getting anybody out until you have me downstairs. You understand me?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, can I have a witness statement? I need a witness.
They're in there. I'll get them.
I want to sit in there.
Pull the whole box up. Get it? Julie! Julie! Julie!
For 11 or 21, are you able to respond and bring in the keys?
Julie! 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 Julie!
For more than 10 years, Real Housewife of New York City, Luanne de Lesseps, has lived her life in the public eye, and how. We have seen her joys and her struggles, most recently with sobriety. On Christmas Eve 2017, police in Palm Beach, Florida, arrested Luanne for disorderly intoxication, and she pleaded guilty to 3 misdemeanor charges, including battery and trespassing. Luanne says her visit to Palm Beach brought up long-buried emotions about her ex-husband, Tom, who you know if you watch the show.
Hi, Megan.
You look great. You look amazing.
Thank you. It's great to be back.
How do you feel?
I feel good, I feel great, actually, but every day is a struggle, I take it day by day. I'm going to be 30 days sober tomorrow, so I'm celebrating. Good. Yeah. So, and I have this whole new life, what they say, I go to AA meetings and I follow up my treatment now that I'm back from rehab, and I take it very seriously. So, and I love the meetings, and I have a whole new family.
And
it just
a way of
keeps
supporting yourself.
Yeah, and a way of supporting myself, and so
can I
it's
ask
good.
you, so December you go down to Palm Beach, which is where that's where you and Tom got married.
Yeah.
It brought back bad memories. You had the incident with the police.
Yes.
You've apologized to the police officer. You've taken responsibility.
Mhm.
That legally has been wrapped up, except for some probation.
Well, I have to be on
probation.
probation, which is, it's good because, I can't drink. And really at this point, I feel like I'm almost allergic to alcohol because, I can't be like most normal people and have a glass or 2 of wine. I'm like, I'll drink the whole bottle, and then I'm looking, where can I get another bottle?
Telling everybody about what you got going on right now, and a little bit about your background in real estate. I know on the show, The Real Housewives of New Jersey, you don't really get a chance to talk about, your real estate stuff. So talk a little bit about that and why that is.
When I was on the show, I didn't want to share my business with anybody. I'll be honest with you. And once you get on reality TV, you're like a target. And everybody, for some reason, they get jealous. They want to attack you. So I just stay to myself, and I just go to work. That's who I am. I'm just an average guy going to work.
Real Housewives star Joe Gorga finding himself in the hot seat this morning for what some say are not so real claims that he's posted on social media.
It's gonna say Gorga!
I told you one day I put my name in lights.
He's the boisterous brother of Teresa Giudice on Real Housewives of New Jersey. Joe Gorga finding himself in a new fight this morning, being accused of faking a before and after photo for his real estate business on social media. Gorga frequently shares photos of home renovation projects with his followers on Instagram, even promoting a real estate seminar. In a now deleted post, Gorga posting this before and after photo of a house he says he flipped, writing, "Look at this flip worth $1.9 million. Took me 6 months to turn this around. Ripped off the roof and added to the second floor. I think I might move in." The only problem, Callie Svensson says the after photo is her house and was never renovated by Gorga.
It was a new construction. The foundation was new. Everything about it was new. It was built from the ground up.
Not only is the after photo not one of Gorga's projects, the house in the before photo still looks just like this. According to Realtor.com, that one last sold just a few months ago. Svensson says she reached out to Gorga via Instagram to ask him to take down the post of his supposed renovation, but he never responded.
We felt like he was using our house to advertise his business and can't be making mistakes like that. You have to make sure that you check your facts and anything you put out there is true.
Now, Gorga eventually deleted that post and he declined to comment, but a source close to the reality star tells ABC News Gorga's social media manager shared it by mistake, and that even though he never spoke to the homeowners directly, he did work with a group of investors to help fund the construction of that home. As for the Svenssons, they say mistakes like that should not happen, and he should be more careful in the future.
Right now I'm working on a 65-unit apartment building. I take these old warehouses, these historic warehouses, and I convert them to apartments. Wow. Which is, listen, that's legacy money. That's money every day. Every month it's my birthday. That's what I say. So as I'm sleeping, I'm making money.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I try to create.
So
Now,
you do mostly apartment buildings, or you also do, you know,
I do
houses too?
I do houses. Single families, I flip. Anything other like 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, I like to keep. You know.
So what do people know? Because, you know, I haven't, you know, my wife watches the show a lot. I haven't watched a lot of the episodes. I've seen some of them.
Well, you got to start watching them.
I got to start watching them, yeah.
Yeah, man.
I walk
They're
out of the
pretty
room.
good. They're pretty
I walk
good.
out of the room.
I know.
But now I'm going to watch them
Yeah.
because you're on it.
Yeah.
But what don't people know about your business, right? Because, you know, you see very limited stuff on there. It's a lot about family, a lot about, you know, the other families as well, right? All the housewives and their husbands. So tell us about what you want people to know about your business and kind of just inspiring them from a perspective of creating that legacy like you're talking about.
Well, it's all about real estate. Without real estate, I'm nothing.
Here, Joe. Go get it.
My building.
I paid
rent.
the
Loser.
The state paid you.
Years.
The state
you had
paid you.
nowhere to live, and I gave
No,
you
the state paid. Paid. I paid you. You're saying I owe you for 4.5 years. Paid you. Paid
Can
you.
you pay right now?
I got
Where you
you.
going?
I can't pay my rent. Unlike you, get the here. I'm calling the cops.
It's been 4 years.
I owe you
Right
from
now.
January until
Right
now.
now.
How? With what?
Can you pay? Why?
With what?
What do you mean? With
Why?
the-
Because I'm not like you. I
With
don't,
the
yeah, I
money
don't
you
have
sell
money. I got
drugs
nothing
with.
to worry about. Drugs? What drugs, Joe?
You
Where?
Say, you say you can
Where?
Pay. Give me
Where's the
give me
drugs?
some money right
Look
now.
at the car I'm driving. It's falling apart. Drugs, you got.
Call me daddy.
Yeah. You what?
Because I've been just supporting you for 4.5
No,
years.
you got paid.
I'll be honest with you. You can get up and go to work every day, and now you have a job, right? Yeah. When you buy real estate and you create a monthly income, that's forever. Like, you see this home we live in? This real estate will be here forever. It's going to outlive me, you, everybody in this room. So what I'm trying to teach everybody, the average person, you buy 3 homes. And everybody's like, how can I buy 3 homes? It's not easy, but we have the right connections.
It's doable.
I have the right connections, right? You own 3 homes, you make an average of $2,500 a home, right? That's $7,500 a month coming in.
You like being evicted? Like what? Who's this? The sheriff's officer?
Because
you Is that the sheriff's locking you out? You like it? You like it?
This is what happens when you don't pay your rent. Yeah? Sheriff's officer comes, locks you right out, changes your locks. Now they got to get out, walk out. I won't show his face. And that's how it goes. Right, my brother? Yeah, no doubt.
Got to pay your rent. Got to pay your rent. And you get locked the fuck out. There's times I would go home and just sit in my car and just cry and say, how the hell am I what am I going to do tomorrow? Like, what's my next move? With $2 in my pocket, with
figure it out.
no money in any bank accounts, and here I am going home to a multi-million-dollar home that I lived in, not knowing like what's happening tomorrow. So when I would walk into my house and I would see my wife and act like everything is okay, but it wasn't okay. Where she used to have her own, she had credit cards, she would just go spend money, live a good life, to where I said to her, here's $100, use that for groceries, gas, Pampers, whatever you need. She was like, what?
I feel like when I see a t-shirt that says like a huge Gucci on it or a huge Versace on it, like I get it, you're wearing designer, but every t-shirt looks like that. Like, do you feel like this is like a jersey
I don't
thing?
know if it really is, because she did get fined and did have to go to court. She was sued by Chanel. I'm gonna go with that was a faux Gucci shirt, and that was a wonderful rendition of a faux shirt. And if she wants to show me the receipt, I'll just say, okay.
We fell in love. I have this amazing love of my wife. She's my rock. She's everything. And I hold her up on a pedestal. We got on this TV show. Now we're on this TV show in front of the world. You know how hard that is? There's 44 housewives.
44?
44, because there's different cities. So there's 44 of them.
Wow.
34 of them are divorced.
Out of 44, 34?
Getting on this show, because what happens is you give them...
So they got divorced after being on the show?
They got divorced while they were on the show and after, because what's happening is you're taking this woman, because it's called the Housewife Show. You're taking this woman that was a stay-at-home mom or just whatever, right? Another woman that's had a job, and you're making her this celebrity overnight, right? And people can't handle that. So what happens is you don't spend time with your husband anymore. Because now you have to be at this event, that event. People want you to, like I said, there's the red carpet events. There's a red carpet event for everything. You want to wipe your butt? There's a red carpet event. I mean, it's insane. In New York, you could be in New York City every night.
Yeah.
If you're a celebrity. There's something to do everywhere.
They want you there.
They want you there for the picture. It's about the press. So the men, it depends who you are. You know, if it gets to your head, and what's more important to you? Is it about you? It's not about your husband and your family anymore. If it's about you, you're going to be selfish. The devil, I call it the devil takes over. Once you sign on that down the line and you're on that TV show, that you accepted the devil. But it depends how you accept him. Okay? Because you got all these demons around you. Demons. Joe, you're amazing. Joe, come with us. Joe, come on, Joe. Joe, you could be a star. Joe. Well, I could be a star, so let me walk away from my kids and my wife to be a star? No, I never did that. My family comes first, and what's better for my family, for my wife and my kids, then I'll do it. If it's not good for them, I'm not doing it. I don't care about the money, and I don't care about the fame. So Melissa is the same way. So we were on this show we're signing 9 seasons. So we had our ups and downs that people don't know about. We've had. But overall, we're tight.
You're strong.
We're strong, we're in love, and she didn't get caught by the
devil. The devil bug.
The devil, well, I call her, what do I call it? I call it something else. It'll come to me, but she didn't get caught yet. Little bit, at times.
Mm-hmm. Which is understandable, right?
Listen, it's normal. I mean, who doesn't? You know?
Right. That happened with Melissa. You brought my sister-in-law. Why don't you bring Laura on?
Because I'm
It'll make
interesting.
great TV.
I'm actually pretty cool.
It'll make great
interesting.
TV. No, interesting. It was disgusting.
I'm interesting.
This was disgusting.
Get past this. Come on.
You're gonna shake shack.
Did I call?
You could clear this whole thing up. Did Melissa ever contact you to try to get on the show?
No, I don't.
No, not her. No. She would never message you.
No. I have no recollection of that. All I know is 2 things. She was cute. Joe was funny. They had a double staircase like you guys, which I was like, oh, that's funny.
And that's why you guys brought her
We're
on.
talking
You're
about
like, this
how
is
I
gonna
got
make
on the
great.
show.
My family came on the show behind my back, and that was the worst thing that I could have ever happened to me. Because that's why I don't speak to Kathy anymore, because I'll never speak to her or Rosie ever again, because I don't want family like that. But my brother and Melissa, for my parents, of course, I forgave them, and it is what it is. It's the truth.
It's Lisa said to me one time, she goes, I've been through a lot in my life, and I've been through a lot.
Yeah.
One of the things that hurt me the most in my whole life, besides losing my mom, was my family coming on the show behind my back.
Was fame more important than family?
Okay, because I respect your question. First of all, I'm going to tell you all right now that the getting on behind the back thing is 100% false and untrue.
I get a phone call a week before season 3 was filming. Okay. Teresa calls me because I was her producer season 2. She said, oh my gosh, I just learned that my sister-in-law and my brother are cast members on this show. I did not know that until now.
True or not true, Teresa had no idea you were coming on the show.
Untrue. They inboxed me to interview her and I, which, by the way, they inbox all of my friends still right now looking for.
But all my friends, as soon as they get inboxed, they say.
Yeah, but you and I were not friends at all.
She had no idea.
And this is before
This is a week before filming was supposed to commence.
This is before the famous other baptism.
Yes.
Which was Joe and Melissa's son's baptism.
Exactly.
Okay.
So, she had no idea. Mm-hmm. She called me, freaking out. What should I do? I don't know, Carla. This is crazy. That's my family. I don't want to fight with my family. She was freaking out.
Because she knew that the show required fighting at this point?
Well, I think she knew that at that time they probably weren't at the best place.
Oh.
But so when she said she was blindsided, what I can say to you is the truth that I know.
I do believe she was blindsided.
She had no idea.
That part I do believe she was blindsided.
She had no idea. She found out because they finally revealed to her, not they, the producers, that your sister-in-law and your brother on the show, you have to go to this
christening.
Yeah.
And we're going to be there with
Which is the first day of filming. That's how she found out.
Second of all, because the show was The Real Housewives of New Jersey, and when they approached me to join, I took an opportunity. I auditioned. I took an opportunity just like every other girl on this couch and on our show, and like the Manzos and Jacqueline. And you can't let anyone tell you what to do or claim you. You have to live for you. You have to take, and I didn't come on to argue with anybody. So the truth is, you have to, if an opportunity comes your way, no one owns The Real Housewives of New Jersey, okay? We're gonna take an opportunity just like every single other person in this whole Jacob Javits Center did. So I'm not gonna let anybody stop us from something. And we did really make a decision together as a family. And Teresa 100% knew that we were getting on this show. It was never behind her back.
Okay, so this one came in all forms, and so I'm going to kind of combine a bunch of questions in one. And this is about Jersey.
All right.
The first one, which was asked in multiple versions, here it is. Did Teresa know that Melissa and Joe, because Carlos King, as you know, went on Juicy Scoop and said that and confirmed
that they did not.
They did not, that Teresa did not know and was blindsided. And so now everyone's dying to know if this really is true.
Okay, so I was not there for this season. However, I have heard from multiple people who were that no, Teresa didn't know. And she was blindsided at the christening.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot. Does the, quote, mob-style video of Joe and Melissa saying they're going to take down Teresa exist?
But I've heard about this. So there was a casting tape done of Joe and Melissa. I'm guessing it would have been during season 2. It was done, either they were at or were going to a themed party that was like 1930s mob. So they were in costume.
Okay.
Sitting down, and which is looking ridiculous, and talking and answering questions that casting producers were asking them. I guess one of the answers that they were giving was something about like, I'm ready to come after Teresa and like put her in her place. By the way, I'm paraphrasing here. I'm just going on memory from someone who has seen it and told me about it. And that they are talking about like, quote unquote, taking Teresa down. So it does exist. It is a casting tape that is probably locked in a vault at Sirens.
To be honest with you, Melissa just blew me up in the first 2 seasons. Every day of filming, she wanted me to put her on the show. She needed me to put her on the show. She actually said, why don't you bring the crew and the cameras and come to our house, and Joey and I will film with you and we'll tell everybody about Teresa and Joe. And I'm like, I don't get involved in family business. And I'm not doing that now, but I can tell you now, and it was like the second season, I go, I'm nearing the end of the season. I'm going to leave. And when I leave, I've been giving all of your information to production, to Andy Cohen, to the higher ups at Bravo and at NBC Uni. And I'm pretty much sure that I've gotten you in your chance to be on the show. So take your shot now. Tell her all the things you need to say, but leave me out of it. I'm just giving you a chance to be on the show that you've been begging me to be on.
You're disgusting. You didn't even say congratulations.
Your nephew? Did you?
Yes, of course I did.
Yes. Oh, that's funny because they don't get in my face.
Do not break out my family! You
my face.
Do not break out my family! You bitch! You piece of you f***ing bitch! You mother you are a piece of garbage!
Come here, Teresa.
Bitch!
Come here.
You bitch!
Come here.
You hate her! She's a Piece of
You don't
They
think
hung
that
out-
they are responsible
I'm
for
not
you going
saying
to
they're
jail?
responsible. They hung out with people
No,
that
we
were
didn't.
responsible for that happening to me.
Okay.
He will never be half the man you are. You know where he's going to end up. Where he belongs.
I was always there for her. When she was going to jail, I held her hand.
And she also didn't call the FBI.
I did not, and I know who did.
For the record, for the record.
And I know who did, and I will never say it.
But we'll never say it.
I will never, ever
Oh, that's
say it.
It's in the press all about the reunion.
Okay? I know who did.
Because there are rumors online from the reunion that a reveal happens about that.
P.S. I was there.
No, but we'll never say who it
I will
actually
never
was.
say who it was. I saw what was going down.
But
I
you took
grabbed
the
my
fall.
kids. I took the fall.
She took the fall because you're not a rat.
Because I'm not. No,
What?
it's not even about being a rat. It's not even about. There's a thing called collateral damage. All right. So when you say something, who is it going to hurt? Who is this going to hurt by saying this truth? You can believe whatever you'd liked about me. I know I never did. I could never do that. Okay.
You know the secret I knew, Kim.
Yes.
That
Well, the secret,
they're involved.
right. So the secret that I had told Jacqueline, okay, and both of us kept it to ourselves. We really didn't. Jacqueline never revealed it. That a very, very close friend of Joe's, who I was very close with, and Teresa knows too, a guy, I don't want to mention his name, I don't want to bring any problems, was in Joe Gorga's office and watched Joe Gorga tell his secretary to call the IRS. Now, did they have anything to do with the feds? I don't know. But he watched the secretary call the IRS on Joe Giudice. So, and Jacqueline and I both knew all this. And the person it came from was best friends with Joe. Best friends.
No,
And
we
that's- they
didn't.
Well, you
should've
were
never.
married to the person who was responsible for
too.
you going
And-
to jail.
This is my last question about the feds. And you think that Melissa was involved too, not just Joe, like in going to them and that lawyer being there. You think she kind of led that charge too?
Listen, they both were involved. They were both there. I mean, they were both friends with these people. There was pictures with them out in clubs, partying, having drinks and dancing. Yeah, I mean, they were together with these people for a while. So, and then they just happened to show up, at the party. Okay, at their party. I don't know what party it was, but they had a party. And all of a sudden they just showed up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My hair is blowing in my face.
You sound
But,
good.
it feels good, this wind over here. But anyway, all of a sudden.
I hear the wind a little bit, not too bad.
Yeah, no, not too bad, but it's nice. I mean, the breeze is always good. But I mean, at the end of the day, she all of a sudden there's this lawyer shows up at your party. I forgot what party it was, but if you look in one of those scenes over there, you'll see her getting thrown out. And I believe it's the scene before I left my garage, and I believe I had a long jacket on, and I threw a kick and hit the bag. I believe it was that scene.
Wow.
Because we were going there, and I believe Melissa's family was there. And at the time, the one kid was trying to, I forget whatever Melissa's brother-in-law's name is over there. He was trying to, be a big part of the show as well. And, saying things about me and acting like an idiot or saying that I owed him money or whatever. The kid was like a total, but whatever.
I spoke to the FBI.
Andy, there is some proof.
Like, I know proof, okay?
I don't even know the man you're talking about. I don't even know the man you're talking about.
My brother knows who he is. My brother knows who he is.
I'm curious what Dolores's reaction to this allegation is.
It's hard to believe. Like, I mean, I just can't fathom something.
You think we were hanging out with an ex-partner of Joe? How do we even know him?
Stand right there. Cash, come here. You stand right there.
Man, time has definitely flew by. We've gone from me carrying KJ down the aisle to me walking down the aisle with KJ Cash and Kane.
Turn around. Right there. Stand right there.
It looks like the marriage is over between Kim Zolciak and Croy Bierman. She has filed for divorce. She is pulling the plug on their 11-year marriage. There were rumblings about this for a while, that things were on the rocks. But now she has pulled the trigger, and she has filed for divorce.
And this is especially telling because just earlier this morning, we published yet another story about Kim and Croy and their financial trouble. They owe the IRS upwards of $1 million, $1.1 million, in fact, in unpaid taxes, fines, fees, etc. And on top of that, they owe the state of Georgia separate taxes. I think $15,000 worth is what we had. So they're kind of in some financial trouble, it seems.
And yeah, just because, you look at it and you say, well, it's taxes. Well, it's not taxes. It usually reflects a bigger issue, which is financial trouble.
I love to gamble, but there's no casino here in Georgia, so the only way to get my thrill is to buy scratch-offs. I just love gambling. Okay, let me do 40 in Powerball. Okay?
Oh, my God, we're getting... Financial trouble torpedoes lots of relationships. I mean, that is a stressor that accounts for a huge chunk of the divorces in this country.
Yeah, absolutely.
And guys, we know that from the documents, Kim lists April 30th as the date of separation.
Oh, wow.
That's what she sees as the date of separation.
Oh, so it's really recent.
It is very, very recent. Obviously, we've made calls to try to find out if there was a specific thing that triggered this divorce. Again, people are obviously going to speculate that maybe the money problems were obviously, I'm sure, a factor in this. This is her second divorce, though, for Kim.
This is a big deal because they've been married more than a decade, right, Brendan? Like, they've been together for a long, long time, dating back to her Roa days.
Okay, baby, touch him, because I need some good look over here. Touch him, honey.
Yeah.
All right, baby, here we go.
She sits there and she just goes at it. And she wonders why her nails are always messed up all the time. Yeah, you don't want to be that quarter either that she... And then she gets mad. It's like she's mad at the thing.
Come on, baby. 7, 3, 20. Horrible. Another one bites the nuts.
So I was just on my podcast and my producers told me that Kim and Croy, Kim Zolciak and Croy are getting divorced. And I've heard all the rumors about the foreclosure. And I thought to myself, marriage is hard enough. Bringing other people into your life and highlighting it for years on TV. I did it for a short time and I paid the price. And I took it like a champ when I was scrutinized and, they go with you in when it's happy and everything looks great. And everyone's coming with you when it goes down to the abyss in the shit pit, Slumdog Millionaire style. So they invited us into this life. And they've always been people who seem like they're spending more than they have. He's on a football salary. She's on a housewife's salary. And they're spending like the fucking plane's going down.
This is my favorite casino. Oh, girl, I am happy as hell now. Hi, honey. How are you? I need to take out 25.
2,500?
1,000. Yeah.
And the thing is, you can't spend more than you make. And it's the old housewives model to get on the show, make no money, spend, logo, car, house, bankruptcy, foreclosure, because you can't fucking keep up. You're writing checks you can't cash. And it's gross. It's like what's wrong with America. When the whole real estate bubble crashed, that was because people were just financing their houses and the whole thing imploded. And I heard Kim and Croy owe $1 million each. And it's like, good. Pay the IRS. You got to fucking pay. You want to play? You got to fucking pay. And, all these couples that bring everybody into every single detail like they're perfect, it's a recipe for disaster also. Machine Gun Kelly and Megan, and then he's cheating. And it's Adam Levine and his wife. Everyone gets humbled real quick. So these two, we're so perfect and we're so in love and we have all this money and we're spending and the diamonds and the this and the filters and the kids and everything. And then when the shit goes sideways, you invited us in when it was going good and it looked like a fairy tale or made us believe it was. Well, guess what? We're coming out with you too. So no one's going to fucking respect your privacy at this time because there is no privacy at this time. And I think I get particularly lit when people spend what they don't have. It's like fucking up the whole system. It's like fucking with the IRS. Like you pay your goddamn bills.
I mean, her hands got to get tired because you got to feed them slots. Come on, big money, baby, big money. $1,000, make you holler. Yay! Why does this noise make my heart beat so fast?
So I talked about Kim and Croy and their unfortunate divorce, which I really don't wish a public divorce on anyone. And why I talked about them has nothing to do with them because I was rooting for them. And I'm sure, they're decent people. I think I've met Kim once in my life. But I talked about them because there's this habit, this terrible habit of spending more than we have. And most people that are paying taxes, are living paycheck to paycheck. And the name of the game is not spending more than you make or than you can. And I would say you don't want to have debt, but some debt is good. There is good debt. If you are buying a home and there's a certain way that you're going to pay for it and there's a good reason, or you want to build up your credit, there is such a thing as good debt. What you don't want to do is have bad debt where it's going to drown you. And I've had credit card debt when I was younger and consolidated and had anxiety about it. And obviously I've never been poverty stricken, and I've never been poor, but I've been broke. I've had insufficient funds and bounced checks and had a negative balance. And I've definitely been scared, honestly been scared. So the thing of it is, most successful people that are wealthy, that aren't just fronting and stunting, which is most of what you're seeing on TV, and that is what does aggravate me because it is a problem in the country. Most successful and wealthy people don't want to touch their principal. So even if you make a very small amount and you can cut out your Starbucks, or you can, reduce your gym membership and walk outside instead or something, and you can look at it and you can start putting money to the side or taking money out of your paycheck and putting it to the side, you're going to be building a principle. So when I sold Skinny Girl, or when I get a big deal, I may buy myself something, but I take a chunk of it and I put it over with my business managers, and that's the principle. And wealthy people don't ever want to touch the principle. And you have to have a discipline. You want to keep shoving stuff over there. So God forbid anything ever happens, you lose a TV show, God forbid something happens medically or with your family, that principle is the nest egg that you are building or that you already have. And you just don't want to touch the principle. So when you start charging and you start living a life that you can't lead, and you're borrowing from Peter to pay Paul, you don't even have a principle and you're depleting. And most people don't have a discipline. It's like putting it under your mattress or burying it in the backyard. You got to get it out. If it's around you, you're going to spend it. You're going to think you have it. So the name of the game is do not touch the principle, and don't spend what you can't spend. Having good debt is fine, and buying another asset like a home or something is fine, which hopefully will appreciate. But you have to have a good ratio between what you make, what you're spending, and what you're saving. So if you don't know, ask somebody.
Listen, as we know, I'm not a fan of Kim. I'm not a fan. It would appear to be a husband who was very loving, supportive with her and in their marriage. And they have all those, beautiful kids together. It breaks your heart when a marriage falls apart. Even if I don't like her, that is a marriage and that is a family. And it's hard for me to sit back and watch it fall apart like that.
Yeah, I hate that that's happening. I hate it's happening to everybody.
I was very surprised. That was not the news I ever expected to get. They seemed so much in love and just together. I mean, they were a couple that, I thought they were in it for the long haul. Very surprised. Sorry to hear that there may be some financial, issues. TMZ is reporting that they owe $1 million to the IRS. Texted a little bit with Kim yesterday. Sent my condolences because it's a sad thing.
I don't know how she's doing overall. I just reached out to her because she reached out to me during a time when I was really going through something. But I would have to think that she's taking it hard. It's a divorce. It's not easy.
But from what I could see, on social,
like
they looked like they were,
it
so
was like
happy.
Ken and Barbie to me.
So obviously, this is what we're reading and stuff. They were having a lot of financial issues, right?
Do you think I'm going to foreclose on my multi-million-dollar house for $200,000?
That doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
With their taxes and all that kind of stuff. So I wonder if that's played a role in it, because a
major
lot of times
factor.
they say finances is
Yeah,
the
plays a
biggest
major
contributing
part
factor to divorce.
in
You know what I
divorce.
mean?
But I don't know if with them, but it's possible.
My true feeling is that they are not getting divorced. I think that it's just a way to separate their assets, or maybe get out of owing some of their debtors. So to me, I just can't see that being real news.
I thought they were lasting
like 10
forever.
years. And they made it look
I never
so
saw
good.
this coming.
Did you see this? I never saw it coming.
She said she was, super happy. Everything was going great with them.
What is Croy really like behind closed doors? Is he really putting on Kim's lipstick and makeup and doing her wigs?
I'm still here.
Super quiet. I don't know why. I just have a situation here where my husband is threatening a kidnapping because my girlfriend took my son on a play date. And now he has harassed not only the mother, but my son is shaking and hysterically crying. And now I'm just going to leave and just go pick him up to prevent this situation. I just don't know what else to do at this point.
Okay, can you
I don't
tell
know
me
why
exactly
tonight.
what happened? I'm sorry. Can you please tell the story again?
I'm sorry, what was that? I can hear you. I'm just going to put you on speaker just because my son, I dropped my son off. I live in the manor. I dropped my son off at the front gate for 6 years. They were going to the rodeo, whatever. My husband, we're going through a divorce, just came in and said that he's going to file kidnapping charges on her. And I said, absolutely not. I agreed that she could take him. And then he stopped because he's crying hysterically on the phone. And now I'm going to pick him up and just to create any kind of further stuff. That it's just, I did call my lawyer to ask him if it was kidnapping, because I didn't want police to get in trouble. And he said it's not if one parent consents. And then my husband did steal my bag that has all my divorce paperwork and all my stuff in it. This is just so petty, and I hate to call 911 for this situation. I just was so frantic in the moment when I realized that he was gone, and Elise didn't want him going to the house and doing anything crazy because he's known to do crazy things.
Okay, may I have your name? The police come to.
Well, I don't now. I'm just going to let it, I'm going to go pick my son up. And then I don't feel like this is going to be the end of it, to be honest with you, tonight. So I will probably call you back rather than kind of go back and forth with this and the police. I'm just going to pick my son up because he's very distraught. And then I will call you if I need you, which I'm sure he will be screaming and yelling. And I will need you guys in a little bit. I just decided to leave the house and just pick him up.
Okay, just call us back when you need us.
I appreciate you. Thanks so much.
Yeah, wherever you're comfortable.
This guy's not doing. Don't, he won't bite you. Don't, stop it. Stop it.
So what's...
6-year-old, like, come on, he locks me out of the house and steals all the cars.
Okay. What happened tonight? Just whenever you get a chance.
I said last night, like, I'm going to call 911, like, I've had enough, I can't keep doing this every day of my life.
Yeah.
So he must have heard me last night say that. So I wouldn't get out of the bathroom. I said, no, I deserve to be in this bathroom. He's like, get out, I want to take a shower. But when he locks me out and I can't get back in. So I wouldn't leave.
So it started because he thought you were calling the police?
No.
As far as tonight, what?
No, tonight.
Hello?
Yeah, he can
Yeah, I'm listening.
Here.
Okay. He has been so aggressive.
Like something's wrong with his mind. Like something's not right for him.
Ugly.
Like I'm serious. Like
And he has been following her around
screaming like in my face.
the
like
house,
this.
and she went down to the basement bedroom, and he
I put a chain around the door with a lock, and he fucking took like cutters or something.
been aggressive.
So basically the last 2.5 years, she's gambled away about $700,000. Just in the last 2.5 years. Total in the marriage probably about $1.5 million.
Okay.
And she does it online illegally, and so that's a major process that I'm dealing with the process of the divorce. I just retained a lawyer today. I have to go pay them tomorrow.
Okay, that's more.
She's going to be served within probably the next.
That was more of my question, yeah, right there, because I wanted to hone down like
how much longer you guys are being forced to be like here. You know what I mean?
The problem is these are the assets. There are no assets to go to an apartment.
Right.
She has decimated everything.
Are you guys separate at night in different rooms and that sort of thing right now?
She has tried.
Trying to...
So the narcissist comes through, and so she does things to try to get me to react. So she thought it would be cute to go hide in the house. I don't give a fuck. Went to bed, had no issues.
Right.
That lasted for 2 nights. Then the night that you guys showed up here, she was, please just get out. I want to shower and I want to go to bed. Don't care where you go. Don't care who you're talking to. Don't care where you sleep. So we sleep next to each other. Our bed is like a $15,000 bed. The mattress that we lay on, it's for my body, for going through things, and I'm not going to sleep on a couch.
Hey, police! Come here, Mr. Bierman. Bierman, come talk to me. What's going on?
It's just a bunch of nonsense.
All right, come talk to me. Ma'am, stay right there. What's going on tonight?
We're just having an argument.
About what?
About our fucking life.
Okay, what happened?
It's our life. It's destroyed.
Okay, what started the argument?
Her inability to fucking solve problems.
Okay,
or address them or do anything.
Come over here.
Why?
Because I want to talk to you away from her. I don't want her to start screaming at you and have a whole argument.
It's nothing but an act. It's all a bunch of bullshit.
What is?
Everything she does.
Okay, what does she do tonight?
Everything, dude. I can't. I'm not going to do this because this right here does nothing but fuel her bullshit. I'm not doing this. This is narcissistic behavior. I'm not doing this.
I'm just trying to figure out what the
There's nothing to do. You shouldn't even be here. Who called you?
Your kids.
What kid?
You have kids? I don't know. Whoever's in the house.
You've been outside this whole time.
What was the argument about?
Our life. Our life.
Okay,
and it's fucking destroyed.
Why is it getting so heated?
Because our life is destroyed. What don't you understand? There's no money. There's no house. We're getting divorced one day and we're not the next.
Okay.
She's fucking other men. What do you want?
Just calm down.
Calm down, but I don't have a fucking life. I don't have somebody who won't fucking listen to me.
Calm down.
Oh, calm down. You want to live this motherfucker?
Look,
you wouldn't have lasted for
down.
a year. You wouldn't have lasted a day in this fucking house.
What's going on, Miss Berman?
I just he's just been screaming at me for like 2 hours, like a crazy person.
Okay. What was the argument? Why were y'all arguing?
Because I just said,
Why is he
I just
screaming?
want to get a divorce. Like, I just want this to be over. He wouldn't let me leave this morning. The gate is broke or whatever, so you have to manually open it. He jumped in front of my car. I have all these videos. He's blocking me from leaving. He just started yelling. I said, "Croy, I have a phone call at 5:30. I can't do this right now." I'm sorry. My nose is running.
It's fine.
And then I left. I finally got out of the gate and I was walking in my robe down the street. And I was yelling for help to my neighbors, please, somebody help me. He's screaming in my ear, grabbing my robe, the back hoodie of my robe, and I mentally, and physically, emotionally cannot take this any longer. My kids, he's get out of the house. If I go walk in, he kicks the kids out. And then if I come outside, he's get inside the house. My son's Mom, please take me to my friends.
Mm-hmm.
His dad said, "No, you're not going anywhere," and so he's crying right now. It's just too much. He's fucking mentally ill, for real. For real.
Are you hurt in any way?
No, I just in my ear, just screaming like a crazy person for hours.
So around 11 a.m.
What is he doing?
He's talking to an officer.
Oh, he's yelling something.
I'm around the corner in the driveway. Stay right there. No, she's here.
Sir, I did not give you authorization to be in my home.
You're gonna get put, Croy, listen to me very
I
clear.
did not give you authorization. I know my rights.
Stop talking.
I know my rights.
Okay, then stop talking if you know your rights. I'm gonna tell you your rights. I'm gonna inform you of your rights. We're here for a lawful reason. To investigate a domestic violence situation.
Right, where the person is
Your
outside.
kids are the ones that called. I need to talk to them.
Then I can bring them outside, but
No.
you do not have the authority to be in my home.
You're gonna go stand outside
You
with
do
them.
not have the authority to be in my home.
You're gonna go with them. All right, come on, bro.
I was not clear what was going on. Now I am. Come on, let's go. We're gonna need stuff outside.
No, I'm not going to leave him with my children.
My dad's claiming he didn't call. My mom's claiming she didn't call. I don't really know what.
Okay. Where are they at?
In the master.
Okay. Can you have them come out here, please?
Are they having issues today?
Yeah.
Okay.
I called too, and then I hung up. But I called for like. I think they're like in a deep conversation. I told them that you guys were here, but they said that they don't really need anything now. So.
Well, maybe one of them. Okay. We're just required to make sure everybody's all right.
Oh.
So we really have to
See them.
because do the history.
I know.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
and if you called, so you called for a reason, right?
Well, I just heard chaos, and my first instinct now
Right.
is just to call 911 instead of inserting myself in the drama. So.
What'd you hear going on?
Just mumbling of a suitcase. We're supposed to leave to LA today, me and my mom.
Okay.
And so now I just changed our flights to tomorrow. But I could just hear chaos, and I was asleep, and it woke me up.
Okay.
So.
Like yelling or?
I couldn't even mumble or make out what the mumble was. It was just like a lot of fuck yous and whatever. So
Yeah.
I don't think I saw. I mean, I didn't see anything physical. I don't think my sister saw anything physical. It was just.
Yeah.
Now when I'm home, I want to call 911 instead of insert myself in this. So.
No, absolutely. Yeah, and that's why. So, yeah, due to the history, we got it. So we came out because there's a 911 hang up. So if you called and hung up, or if it was the home phone,
Yeah.
somebody called and hung up, and then so we just got to make sure.
It was probably me and Kaya. Kind of all just like, if you see anything, know to call 911 so someone's like alerted instead
Right.
of it all being hearsay. You know?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh,
Well, if you
okay.
could just tell them that we just need to put eyes on them and have them come out real quick. It won't take long.
I'm trying to pack and he just emptied out my suitcase, so that's all. So I'm mad.
Yeah.
All good. We just
Took my wigs, took my suitcases, and it's just whatever, but we're fine.
Yeah.
I'm leaving.
Just required to put eyes on you guys and make sure everything's good.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
Just trying to get them on again.
Who called today? Just someone from the.
Okay, but I was yelling.
How old is Kaya?
Yeah, the oldest. Yeah, she heard me yelling, but she know. I mean, obviously we're trying to.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. I mean, I can tell you guys are.
I'm trying to just get on my flight, man.
Yeah, she said I guess she changed y'all's flight to tomorrow, but.
Yeah, that's what she said. That's what she
You
said.
staying here, and we're taking off with.
I'm
going
trying.
to LA.
Yeah. And then I'm in Colombia for 3 weeks. Fucking working for 3 weeks. So I will not be.
You're not going to be here for 3 weeks? Okay.
What's going on, sir?
I'm in the process of dealing with a difficult situation with my wife. And I know a lot of this is on record. We're in the public eye, but in the process of divorcing my wife, dealing with some significant issues. I've asked her to kindly leave our bedroom so I could shower in privacy. I don't trust her. She's refusing to leave. She's a narcissist. And so she's playing her games.
Was there anything physical going on?
No.
Nothing physical?
No, sir. No, sir. I might have raised my voice, like, get out.
Yeah.
You know, like, please just get out. You know, I have it all on my, recorded on my phone. Our kids are sleeping and they might be upstairs. No, can I go grab, can I tell her that you guys are here? No, we just told her. She's coming out.
I don't know, someone with them.
Yeah, she'll come right out this door, sir.
Go with them, let's see here.
Y'all want to take over there? You cannot go in my home. Well, actually, we can.
She called us, so.
No. Alright.
Alright, look.
So you can step over there. Per the successful call here, wherever she wants to talk to us,
Well, yeah, that's fine, but I'm saying right now, you are not, once you make contact with her, then whatever.
Yeah, we have. Dispatch has. So
I understand, but not physical contact.
Alright, sir, let's not do the power struggle here.
There is no power struggle. I'm simply exercising my rights as a person.
So, these officers here, we'll figure out.
Okay. So how long have you guys been together for? This right here is probably not going to end well, so I'm not going to answer any more questions until...
There have been police calls like crazy from the home of Croy, Berman, and Kim Zolciak, and the latest involves an allegation of kidnapping, at least coming from Kim.
It's a little convoluted. So basically, Kim called 911 earlier this month saying, my husband, Croy, who I'm in the middle of a divorce with, he is threatening to call 911 himself on my friend, and he's claiming that she's trying to kidnap our son, 12-year-old KJ.
This is a woman who basically was caring for one of the kids.
Yeah, she's a friend of Kim's.
Took him to a ball game, and Croy never wanted this woman around the kids.
Right.
And when he found out that Kim had given the kids
permission
to this woman, he said, get these kids back or else I'm calling the cops.
And this woman actually spoke out this morning. She took to her social media, and she's basically saying that Kim in no way misused the 911 system. And in fact, she kind of comes for Croy and says that Croy is doing all of this to try to get full custody of the 4 kids that him and Kim share.
But Brendan, my understanding is Croy never called the police.
Right.
This was just Kim saying, oh, I think my estranged husband is gonna call the police, but he never did it.
Right.
Correct. It was Kim that was the caller to 911. By the way, guy.
Is it possible that both of them overreacted? I mean, Croy clearly overreacted, but he didn't follow through on the threat. Kim called 911. A lot of people are suggesting that it wasn't an emergency call.
That's the way but that's the whole point. That's the way they're living right now. They are living under the same roof at war around their kids. And I got to tell you, this has got to be the most unhealthy environment for these children. Yeah. It's really sad. I mean, it is really, really tragic that these kids are collateral damage in this divorce.
And we're probably going to see a lot more of this too.
I just want to talk to them real quick.
Yeah, do you want to come over here with me?
No, because last time I did that, he started taking all my shoes and running.
Well, we're here, so nothing's going to be stolen. All right.
Don't mind.
You're good.
I've been out of town for a week working.
Yes, ma'am.
And he's removed a bunch of belongings.
Okay.
And he's stolen my laptop or my iPad. He's stolen all sorts of stuff out of the storage unit. I'm just trying to get my clothes and my shoes out of here and be done. I have my U-Haul back on its way here with 2 guys. I've been unloading my stuff, and that's what he did.
So he stole your laptop?
He stole my iPad. He stole all this stuff out of my storage unit downstairs, which is my private access. I'm trying to look for the attachment right now. That I have access to the thing Monday through Friday. And he's not allowed to be in here from 9 to 3.
Okay. And where does it say he's not supposed to be?
I'm trying to get them on the phone right this second.
Okay.
Let me call them now. So I'm just trying to get my stuff. That's all I want. I just want my clothes and my stuff, which is rightfully mine, and to get out.
All right.
And until I get my iPad back and the stuff he stole from me, he won't get his laptop back from me. It's not. I don't operate like this. I'm tired of being stolen from.
So you took his laptop, and he took your phone, but you took
He
his
took my
laptop.
iPad.
Or
He's taken my cameras out of my room. He's
Okay.
broken into my room. I have it all documented.
All lies.
I have it. He's jerked off. Want me to show you the jerk off video of him jerking off on my camera?
Pathological liar.
I'll show you guys.
She's a pathological liar.
No, I'm
Let's
not.
just work on getting paperwork.
Those cameras were in this
Yeah, you
room
want to come over here just a little bit?
Were spying on me for.
No, it wasn't spying. I watched you grab him and move him.
Because I want to get this done as civilly as
I just-
possible.
okay. I just wanna grab my stuff.
I understand.
That's
I
it.
understand that.
That's it. I'm just
So-
looking for a court order.
If all she wants is the stuff out of the closet, can she just take it?
Well, that would be, as long as she's taking her stuff, I'm good with that, but I need to file a police report. As long as she's not touching any of like the things I need to work and function as a human.
Yeah, no, we got our body
that's
cam.
Which side of the closet is hers? Which side is yours?
That, I mean, that side's hers. So I don't care about any of her stuff.
So as long as she doesn't go to the right.
And it's not technically her stuff, but she can take all of the female stuff. But I need to file, I have video footage of her last night in this room. She's not allowed to be in this room. And she stole my laptop and documentations, and I have video footage for the theft. So I don't know how to handle that.
Where you guys are on the divorce? Or are you still technically married right now?
We're still technically married.
Okay. As far as like documentation goes.
All right. Just grabbing all your stuff.
I just want all my belongings.
No, I'm just saying the clothes out of the
Clothes and the
closet.
shoes, and that's it.
He says he doesn't care as long as you take all the female stuff.
That's all I want.
All right.
Why don't
You wanna do that?
So I'm waiting on the bin. The bins are going to be here now. I was trying to do
Well,
the
do you
boxes.
want to, how about this? How about you take all the female stuff and move them out so y'all aren't together? Let's separate as much as possible,
You
okay?
guys, you know the shoes.
And then let's take
I understand.
Croy.
So let's separate as
Can
much
you
as
guys stay
possible.
here? I have some boxes
Why don't you take
downstairs.
Croy to the kitchen and go talk
Yeah.
to them about the alleged.
So if you want to stay with them, take all your stuff and then kind of separate y'all.
He stole my iPad.
All right, so she's
Sir.
gonna start grabbing all that out. Can you go with him?
Sir,
talk
you wanna
to
come
him
with me?
about the laptop stuff. And she's gonna start moving all the stuff out.
You can talk on the phone. We just gotta walk this way.
I did. Well, they're here right now, and so.
I want my. Oh, I don't have the ladder up here though. Oh, I just want my iPad back, my cameras back, and.
Well, here's the thing, just so you know.
Yeah.
No. I'm saying we're on a limited time here.
That's fine. If you want to start putting your shoes in the bin and then.
And then if you want to put everything outside where it can be.
The last time you guys, if you remember, guys, I busted my. It's just too much. This is just too much, guys. Let me The problem is all this marital stuff. When he takes my phone, there's nothing I can do. Like it's all just the judge says it too. Like it's marital.
No, and I understand that.
it's
But
like
and
you
here's
just
the thing too. Like obviously us, we're supposed to be used for emergency.
Right. No, I
purposes
told him
and
that. I
everything.
told him that. But I knew this was gonna happen, and he gets very volatile.
No,
Last
no.
night he pushed me.
What I'm trying to say is the reason why we're on a time crunch here is because not that, but we do have a whole city we have to cover, and typically.
So everything's been going good though.
Everything is good, yeah.
The court issues are going good though.
Everything is perfect.
We're gonna work out that money issue then, right?
Oh, there is no money issue.
There is none?
No
Okay.
money issue. Bye and good night.
Excuse me, you're Dorit, yeah? Why don't you pay back Ryan Horn the money that you owe him, you cheap bitch? Why don't you do that? You've got money to come to Nassau, no? Why don't you and your con artist husband, why don't you pay back all the hundreds and thousands of dollars that you owe? All that money that you owe. How much is it? 300,000 that you owe? Why don't you give me the money back?
The latest report that the judge ordered the money in the frozen bank account to go to the creditor.
PK's affairs and whoever's coming out trying to say he owes him money, that is from another lifetime ago. It's way before me. It's way before his bankruptcy. It's at the height. And, you know, unfortunately, when you become public, they come out of the woodworks. And that's exactly what's happening. There is far more to the story than what people think that they know. And there's a lot that I can't say, obviously, because it's in the hands of lawyers and where it should be.
People are going to believe what they want to believe. Just do me a favor, don't read it.
I know.
Yeah? Let's do something to make you happy. Let's talk about your closet. If you want to upgrade, I'm down.
I see Dorit running around with very, very expensive clothes. We're talking about some of her tops could be $2,000 to $3,000, and the pants $2,000 to $3,000. There's a $6,000, outfit, not including the diamonds and the shoes. I question that. I question, like, how can you afford that? And she's acting like, oh, you're so horrible. I mean, give me a break here. Get over it. Come on. I mean, you know, I'm not the only one questioning this. The other girls are questioning it too, but they're not saying it.
I really want to see the other side of your head because it's actually incredible. You showed us during a commercial break.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let me see if you can see it. Is this a good?
It's really so beautiful.
Oh, wow.
That's gorgeous.
Wow.
Super cool. Let's see it from the side.
That's so beautiful.
How heavy is it? 360.
Yeah, is it heavy? I know, that's what I was thinking.
It's not. You know what was really, really heavy was that long braid that I had with the chains.
That's tough.
First class in the sky, real high, so happy I could die. Need a big dick and mad explosion. Sweet like candy, sucking down. I wrote the big dick, stole the kingdom. First class pussy shit, so it's about me, I.com. I need a big dog. I like it when you fuck with me. Run me back, people like it's nothing.
Oh my God. Oh my God, that's so scary. I just bought you a little something. I didn't know what to do.
Baby,
Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I mean, I had just spoken to you. I know. In the afternoon, the kids were doing karate in the back, and it seemed like a normal day.
5 hours after I spoke to you,
They thought
I
you were
hadn't
gone.
posted anything.
Yeah, Garcelle. They had a gun to her head.
Terrifying ordeal for Real Housewives of Beverly Hills star Dorit Kemsley. She was robbed at her Encino Hills home last night. 3 intruders reportedly broke into her home around 11 o'clock last night and held her at gunpoint. You could see the broken window there. Sky 2 was over the home this morning, and you could see that broken window from the backyard. 2 of them made their way into her bedroom, where she says they grabbed her as she pleaded with them not to hurt her children. And you can see her there in the garage this morning. According to TMZ, the intruders took off with about $100,000 in valuables without harming her, her husband, or her children. And we have our Candace Crone live at the scene right now. Candace.
Yeah, good morning, Suzanne. We've actually been outside of the home where we haven't seen very much activity at all. You can see here on the street, but we were told that there were a couple of people coming in and out and a police patrol just kind of monitoring the neighborhood after this home invasion. But we do want to get you to some video. This happened just before 11 o'clock last night in the 17,000 block of Adlon Road here in Encino. And we're told that 3 men apparently went into the residence and robbed it and then took off. So police are looking for those suspects. We're told that stormed her bedroom, threatened her life, apparently, according to TMZ, and fled with a lot of very expensive possessions. So we're also told that Dorit did give up belongings, that were not informed of any sort of struggle or any sort of injuries or anything of that nature. But of course, we will continue to get updated information to learn if in fact there is more to that. But according to TMZ, it reported that the value of the items that were stolen were at least $100,000. So not sure if this was a targeted incident or if the suspects had been following. But again, there was a robbery home invasion here. So I did speak to a neighbor who lived here for 30 years who told me that she'd never seen or heard of anything like that happening here before. So it is quite a shock to neighbors here in this area. And of course, I will have more on that coming up in later editions of CBS 2 and KCAL 9. That is the latest. Suzanne, I'll send it back to you for now.
When PK's out of town, the kids always sleep with me. I put Phoenix down in my bed. I was so exhausted and so jet lagged. And I thought, you know what? I'm so tired.
So you moved her.
I picked her up and I put her in her bed.
Thank God.
I came back, washed my face, brushed my teeth. I got in bed and I grabbed my pillow and I was so happy to be in bed. And all of a sudden I hear,
The 45-year-old reality star was home during the terrifying crime October 27th. Police say the gunman threatened to kill her as she pleaded for her life, her children asleep in their rooms. In the video, the 2 suspects are seen calmly walking up to the large Encino home. It appears they discussed their plans at the back door before breaking in.
And he charged at me, grabbed me, put me down. Get down to the ground. I'm going to kill you.
put a gun to me, and I was just hunched
No.
over, sobbing, going, please, please, I have little babies. Please, I'm a mother. Please, I beg of you. My kids need me. Please, 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 please. My kids need me. I need you. Please. And I was begging and begging, and the other guy was going, just kill her. Just kill her.
2 men.
It was 2 men. There was one of them that was collecting all of stuff. Where are the watches? Where are the cash? Where's the cash? And then the other guy, he stood up and he said, get up, show us where everything is.
Investigators say they made off with expensive handbags and luggage like this, as well as jewelry and watches. Kemsley has more than 1 million followers on Instagram. The reality star often sharing images of her wealth and extravagant lifestyle.
Do you buy every single thing?
Every single piece. I'm really particular. I want to wear what I want to wear, and it's just easier. I just think I'll buy it.
And you pay retail for everything?
Yes.
Wow.
The suspect's stash in the robbery so large they dragged it out in a sheet, hauling it over the bushes to the street. Kemsley isn't the only Real Housewife who has been targeted.
Every single piece of jewelry or handbag you see on this season is gone.
In 2018, Kyle Richards, another star on the long-running show, was robbed of more than $1 million worth of jewelry and other valuables when thieves broke into her Encino mansion. The LAPD hoping this clear video of Kemsley's robberies will be the key to cracking the case. One of the 2 suspects seen wearing a distinctive pair of fancy shoes in addition to the black hoodies and dark pants. A 3rd suspect also seen leaving the home and then backing up the getaway vehicle, a black 4-door pickup. The trio disappearing into the night.
I have to figure out a way to move on.
You need to get in
Everything is-
therapy, Dorit.
Right away. I know. Right away.
You got to talk to somebody.
Right away.
And look, we're your friends, and we're going to be there
And
for
we will
you.
help you every step of the way.
What do you mean? It's okay.
Go find out what that is, Kyle. I'm begging you.
Hold on,
Okay,
I have
it's
security.
okay.
I have
Why are
security
they
here.
barking?
It's okay. No, my dogs always bark.
It's okay.
It's okay. They always bark.
Hi, Dorit. How are you? How are you doing? Are you okay? Yeah. How are the kids doing? I'm so sorry that happened to you. How are you? Are you going to be hiring security or armed guards?
24-hour security.
You have 24-hour security? Did you have it when this happened? Did you have 24-hour security when this happened?
I was alone.
You were alone.
Yes.
Are you? I mean, are you thinking about moving?
I think we have to take it one step at a time right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that we just have to figure everything out. It's very, very new.
Yeah. I mean, what kind of precautions other than that are you going to be taking moving forward?
Lots of precautions.
Yeah.
We will avoid ever being in this situation again, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well, I'm just so glad that you're okay. Thank you, Dorit. Thank you, PK. Glad you're okay. Dorit, do you think that you might have been targeted because of things that, posting online? Do you think you'll scale back with posting online?
Thank you.
You will? Dorit, can I ask, what was going through your head when that happened?
Save my baby.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
I need to keep them safe and I need to save
PK, does the police have any idea as to who might have done this? They don't have any leads at all? Do you think you might move? Do you have any?
I would think we might.
You think you might? Where do you think you might move to?
I learned at the start of the season that you were recovering from yet another horrific robbery. There were a lot of questions about the details. Lainey from Pennsylvania said, I read Dorit said the $10K in cash was for Christmas bonuses for her staff, but I don't understand why she brought it into the store and left it in a shopping cart.
When I was driving home to do the Christmas bonuses, I thought, I don't know if I have enough. Oh, I remember seeing the box cards. I'm going to stop quickly and pick up the box cards. I went to Marshall's, which is a fan.
Wow, Dorit goes to Marshall's.
I love Marshalls and Home Goods.
Just kidding.
Okay.
And when I got to the register, I couldn't find my bag. We had a really difficult year. He was spending a lot of time in London. He had a lot of business there. And it was a year that I needed him the most.
You didn't feel protected.
Well, I also didn't feel supported enough. And I didn't feel as connected. I've always been the girl that soldiers on. That's who I am. That's who PK knows.
Right.
I definitely underestimated how big of a setback this last incident had on me.
We've been robbed 3 times, right? The first time he's been caught, he's been sent to jail for 25 years. Done. Second time they haven't done it, the home invaders. But when Dorit had her, I don't even know if you know this, when Dorit had her money stolen at Marshall's when they took the handbag, they caught him as well. And now they caught him. And now the probation, the probation officer rang me. Well, whoever they caught and said, do you want restitution and all this?
How come no one said anything to
Well,
me?
you know what? I don't particularly want to talk about traumatic things. Do you know what I mean? I mean, it's
Sweetheart, I would love to know
Yeah,
that
they caught
did.
him. They caught that gang.
There was 3 guys. I know 2 of them
I
had
don't
priors.
know, but all I know is they caught him.
But they have one.
Yeah.
They have one.
Yeah.
So who did you speak to? The detective?
I spoke to the detective and then I spoke, the probation officer called me. Because there's a thing in America called restitution, which basically means
he has to pay back.
He has to pay it back, but he can't pay it back, so he pays back at £25 a month forever.
Honey, why am I not involved?
He's paying it back in pounds?
I think, no, he's not paying back in pounds. Anyway, it doesn't...
No, sweetheart,
honey,
what,
I only took the call yesterday from the probation officer.
I just love that I'm learning about this now. When they actually looked back at the footage, there were 3 men had followed and targeted me.
Fans weren't the only ones questioning the details of your robberies. Garcelle had some questions of her own, particularly about your jewelry. Paul Stan 1 said that was a nasty comment from Garcelle to imply Dorit's robbery was fake.
Well, listen, 7 years I've been on the show.
Yes.
I've heard a lot, and I'm no stranger to it. But that was shocking, and it really cut deep. And I've been debating whether or not I text her and say, is this really like how you feel? Because that was shocking to me. You know, is there any part of you, is there anything you want to say to me? What did hurt me, I heard Garcelle, who's a friend of mine, in her confessional, say, make a passing comment about, you know, the only jewelry I've ever noticed was the jewelry that Dorit was wearing after she was robbed, intimating, insinuating that there was in any way
No, it's fueling,
not
it's
exactly
fueling the
what
rumor.
I'd said.
It's fueling the rumor.
It certainly is, because again, I really have not seen a large number or really any, you know, comments about it not being real. I've had a very, very different experience. I've had thousands of people reach out to me, you know, that, and those kinds of things, it's almost shocking. Like, wait a minute, this is like, you know, here within, we have the reunion coming up, you know, I'll understand exactly what she meant by that and what she doesn't believe, because it sounded almost like she, you know.
Well, it's the nature of the show.
The children and I had just flown in from London
Yes, that I
24
remember.
hours prior.
Yeah.
The things that I had traveled with, including my rings, were not in the place that they are normally.
Got it.
So, what other details?
Well, I thought it was strange that a robber would be so kind to listen to you and leave your phone by the gate.
She was amazing, and the reality is, if you track back to that period, you know, I read about, as if this would happen, as if this would happen. It all happened. That's what happened. Do you understand? So when they talk about, well, why would the burglar or the home invader leave the phone on the floor? This is why he did, because Dorit pleaded, showed them where everything was, and said she can't phone anyone, she doesn't have a phone, and obviously something triggered with that robber, or whatever you want to call him, that he did actually leave the phone on the floor. That's what he did. And that's how she managed to call me. And then they go, as if that. But that's what happened.
I had a gun to my head, and the guy was saying to kill her. Let me finish, please.
No, I know
Allow
the
me to
story.
finish.
I know the story.
Allow me to finish so I can tell you why the robber would be so kind.
Yeah.
I had no way of contacting my husband, and I said, please, I just want to be able to call my husband. Please leave my phone. And he left it at the gate. What is so
Because I don't think
unfathomable?
Because that wouldn't happen so... I mean, that's
It wouldn't
rare.
happen.
Am I wrong?
Is
Is
it
that not rare?
But not only that,
I'm not saying it's not. I didn't say it's not impossible.
Also,
that could be.
It's just not that crazy.
Okay.
But what is crazy is to actually go on national television and to peddle a
What
false
national
narrative.
television? What do you mean? Oh, on our
You
show.
in your confessional.
Oh, I have my opinions, and the fact that I'm sharing them is just, that's my opinion. It doesn't change your world in any way.
Of course it does. That is a very, very, very big, strong thing to say. And you looking away like it's nothing.
No,
says
I hear you.
a lot about you, Garcelle. You really couldn't care less.
I'm sorry if I hurt you with that. That was just my opinion.
I have been in meetings at your house with the LAPD. So this is not even a question.
Exactly.
Obviously, it happened. You would never stage it. You'd never lie about it. That would be an unimaginable crime. And it also is just insulting to your integrity as human being.
The other shoe is going to drop on Dorit.
What's the other shoe?
That PK shoe. And I think that at some point she's going to realize that she's in a big mess. And we are going to have to pull together. We will have to.
You know, when I said last year about her jewelry and the robbery,
yeah,
I don't think Dorit had anything to do with that. But I think someone did.
I don't question the love, but we stopped liking each other.
Do you feel like you don't like me?
We were like in Bonnie and Clyde. She was my shadow. We were together. I'd go out. She'd come and stylize the evening, and she'd socialize, and life got in the way, you know. And we had the babies, and then we moved. She could say, well, you were away, and I could say, well, I was working, trying to sustain the lifestyle that Dorit and I lived.
You were going through a rough patch, but you hadn't yet separated because
He was in the meeting.
He was in the meeting, and it was a few days after that you guys separated.
Okay, so I would suspect that he foresaw that there would either be a separation or that we were heading in that direction. And this allowed me to have financial independence and, you know, just something of my own. So I guess that son of a gun, you know.
Well, he was right. And also where that's a very supportive act is the truth is he knows that if you continue doing the show and you guys are separated, that you're going to have to talk about it, and you're not necessarily going to say flattering things about him. You're not trying to attack him, but you're giving your truth.
Yeah.
So it still is considerate of him to encourage you to do something that is good for you.
Yes. And I will say that about PK, you know, he's always been supportive like that, you know, and there are a lot of things that I still, you know, love about him, and the reasons why I married him. And he's got some good qualities. You know, just a lot more bad qualities. But I do think also that there was a large part of it, if I had to guess, it was more about maybe him not wanting to have the responsibility of having to
take care of you.
Yeah, exactly. You know, this at least, it almost gave him more freedom, you know, more opportunity, more possibilities, financially and other.
When you talk to me a certain way and you make me feel a certain way,
not
I
that.
don't like you.
That's not what I asked.
There are times I don't like you.
I was listening to respond. And I don't think that I ever listened to let it sit with me and contemplate, okay, not contemplate, but accept these are his feelings.
When did these feelings come up?
Like whenever I would take over something. So if he was going over a contract that I had, and that's his domain, that's the truth. And it reached a point that, you know, because I had known more about whatever it was that I was getting into, you know, I wanted to intervene and take over. And for PK, you know, that made him feel less than. It made him feel like he wasn't the, you know, the best at it, and I didn't have the trust or the respect. That's just one example.
I have been diagnosed with a mental illness, bipolar 1.
So for instance, again, in the middle of an episode of either mania or depression, people who are manic will often do things that are really impulsive and really out of character. And so issues of infidelity can come up, for instance, in a patient with mania who's having a sexual partner or sexual partners outside of the relationship in the midst of a manic episode. People will often spend money that they really can't afford to spend in the midst of a manic episode, which you can imagine will cause a lot of strain for them personally, but also in the context of their families. People in the midst of mania often don't appear to be logical, and so they will go to work and will have lots of irritability, and you can imagine again that coworkers are confused, bosses are confused, and especially if they don't understand a lot about the illness, it can affect their work relationships and their ability to maintain their employment. You can imagine that if it's hard to get up out of bed and even go to the supermarket and get your groceries for the day, that it can be very difficult to go to work and get all the things that you need to get done either in your work life or in your personal life. People will report guilt or sometimes feeling like they're worthless. People will also report that they feel like they're either kind of moving in slow motion, which is known as psychomotor retardation, and occasionally people will report that they actually feel jittery, which is known as psychomotor agitation. In addition, people will report disturbances in their sleep, which are most commonly insomnia. So either difficulty falling asleep, waking up in the middle of the night, or waking up earlier in the morning than one intends to. Occasionally, this can be hypersomnia, though, where people are sleeping, for instance, 10, 12, 13, 14 or more hours per day. Patients with bipolar disorder often are resistant to receiving treatment, especially during a manic episode. And this is really part of the illness in terms of not understanding that one is sick. Bipolar disorder cannot be cured. However, people will often find that they will go periods of time without having any illness or periods of euthymia. It really depends on the individual and how their clinical course goes, as well as finding treatments that work. The mainstay of treatments are mood stabilizers. So these are medications that are used to keep somebody from having, most notably, a manic episode or a depressive episode. Finding the right treatment can sometimes be a little frustrating, and patients really need to hang in there as their doctors try different medications to figure out what works best with their neurobiology. In order to support a loved one who has bipolar disorder, it's really important to realize that this is an illness like any other illness. A lot of times people will think of mental illnesses as being something that's within the control of the individual. And the individual will often think that as well, feeling tremendous guilt when they do have episodes of either mania or depression. And so the first thing is realizing that people don't choose to have bipolar disorder, and they would definitely choose to live with more mental wellness than having this illness. It's really important to be calm, present, and consistent with people with bipolar disorder, as well as supporting them in maintaining their treatment. In the next 10, 20, 30, 50 years, I really see a lot more research being done to try to find treatments that are effective and have less side effects than some of the medications that we have currently available today.
And the difference between bipolar and bipolar 1 is really the degree of manic that you have. And if there was a bipolar 2,
It's okay, Mia.
if there was a bipolar 2 or 3 or 4, quite frankly, I would have those.
Really? Wow.
Bipolar in and of itself causes your mind to really work opposite. And your mind tricks you into saying, you are normal.
I know there's going to come a time when I probably won't be able to satisfy all your needs. I want you to know that I am okay with you finding what you need elsewhere. I only have 2 rules. One is, don't give me a reason to look for it. Secondly, keep the kids out of it. As long as you'll do that, I'm fine. Now, what really aggravates me through all of this is that I've given her permission. But yet she still chooses to sneak around, chooses to lie, chooses to continually change her story about what's going on and why she's leaving me and this, that, and the other, and actually not even telling me why. What she's told me, she's told me that this guy's her soulmate. I said, well, dang, you can have the best of both worlds. I've said you can see someone, just don't make it public. Be careful and don't involve the kids. Well, she still was still sneaking around and thinking I didn't know. I mean, I see the phone records. I pay the phone bills. My name's on the account. I see. And I see the calls at 2 o'clock in the morning and the times when I'm away from home and all those kinds of things. So I knew what was going on. But, she made the choice, I guess, to choose him over me. I do agree that Mia married me for my money and the future that she thought I could provide. Yeah, I absolutely believe her leaving me now is tied to the fact that I don't have access to assets and my funds are limited at this point in time, that she now has access to funds. And this guy that she's seeing, she believes has access to funds. And I think she's leaving me for that reason. She's mentioned that they're going to be buying a house together and doing businesses together and other kinds of things together. which tells me that the interest is based on monetary gain from the relationship. So I absolutely believe that she's leaving me because she sees an upgrade. My desire is to never, ever, ever be associated with her again beyond our co-parenting situation. If we end up getting back together, it would only truly be for some advantage it would give the kids. It wouldn't be for love on my part, because right now I can't trust her. I don't believe what she says. I don't believe that she loves me.
Here's the thing that's really key to this. My manic got worse over the years.
Now that you've been diagnosed, is there medication that can even you out?
Yeah, there's medication, Annie, but what I have learned is that the key to controlling this is not the medication exclusively. You have to go the rest of the way yourself. So first thing you got to do is understand the behaviors that are the beginning of going into a manic episode.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just say this.
Yes.
Mia has been absolutely wonderful. And you may say, why do you say that when this other stuff was happening? First off, whatever's gone on, I forgive her, and she's forgiven me.
Okay.
I fully believe had I gotten control of this manic behavior sooner, Mia would still be with me. I don't think she left me because she wanted to be someplace else.
Mm-hmm.
She left me because she couldn't take this anymore.
Excited about therapy? No. You know, we're going through a lot, right?
All the financial issues and the businesses and stuff. Like that's the main
Girl,
focus.
yes. To say the least.
Okay. I've been perfect, of course.
Well,
perfection is impossible to achieve, so I know that is false.
Of course, he thinks he's so perfect.
I hear some animosity. So I guess we'll start with check-ins with the D word being thrown out.
Before this whole crisis, I had actually retained a lawyer to file for divorce.
Where are you both now?
What's the D word? Divorce?
Divorce.
Oh. You know, as far as the D word, that was never my consideration, so you got to ask her. Well, I agree and disagree because I've been asking, what did I do wrong? And the only thing that's been said is I wasn't listening.
We did get to a point where I was ready to divorce you. You know what I mean? So, but I was ready to.
I didn't know that, but okay.
But you did. Well, you didn't know that at the time, but you know that now.
I didn't know it at the time until I saw the receipts from the lawyer that you had been talking to.
I think I said this in our session last time I was here with you. You know, I am committed to Gordon through thick and thin. And so when I seeked counsel for a divorce, it was because I wanted to outweigh all of my options because I felt like we were in a space where you were really difficult to like cohabitate with. There was a moment where you were very combative. You were combative with your kids, you were combative with our partners, you were combative with me, and I'm just like, I don't know. I've lived my whole childhood, which I had no control over, was combative.
Things got so bad and so low for me. I went to the hospital and checked myself in.
Wow.
The next morning, guess who was there? Mia. She showed up the next morning.
That's really amazing.
Make sure that I, had everything I need. Left and went to get me a change of clothes.
Yeah.
My place was 70 miles away. She came to see me, I believe, every day but one while I was there.
It sounds like she's taking care of you.
It seems, Mia, like you have been committed to making sure that he's okay. You're now exiting. So I'm worried about Gordon. Like what's the path moving forward?
Yeah, I'm forever
so you're always gonna be
I'm forever gonna
like
take care of Gordon.
And then during this whole time, were you in touch with Mr. Inc?
So we have kept in touch here and there, but nothing serious. There was only one occasion that we did like rekindle the flame.
Bullshit. The kids
he
told
wasn't
me.
even there half the time. He
the
worked
kids
in
would tell
17
me.
different cities.
They even told me you were
always on the
sleeping with him when
road.
you said you weren't. Jeremiah said, I saw
Gordon-
mommy sleeping with
Gordon.
Mr. Inc.
Would you mind telling us a little bit about and your history?
Okay, first he doesn't want to be called. We can start there. His name is Ink.
How long were you guys in a relationship?
I met Mia, I knew Mia about what it was, probably about three and a half years.
And then did y'all break up because the relationship got to be long distance?
Yeah, that would pretty much be it. Because for me, like I said, I wanted to further my career. And just for her, it didn't make sense for her to go backwards. So we stayed in contact. And then, you know, she ended up getting married the first time. And then she ended up getting married again.
Did you guys keep in touch while she had her first marriage?
No. We always been very respectful.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we always just kept in touch, like friendship. And then, you know, when social media came around, you follow each other on social media. What we had back then, like when Twitter first came out, you know, maybe Twitter, what you had, Facebook. What's another? I'm trying to think another one.
MySpace?
I don't think Mia ever had a MySpace, bro. And if she did, I hope I was in the top 8. Yeah.
So take me back to, you guys were in this relationship, y'all moved to Charlotte together.
Yes.
Then you guys broke up.
Yes.
She got married.
Yes.
Then remarried, and she now is married still to Gordon.
Yes.
Right?
True.
Have you met Gordon?
Yes. We've actually hung out a few times.
Y'all hung out a few times while she and Gordon were married in a happy place?
No. This is post-separation. Like, since they've been separated, I've met him and had conversations with him, and we talked.
I had a prostate cancer. My organs weren't working like they used to. On my 70th birthday, I said, you know, if you find someone that you think you want to start spending time with, I want you to know I'm okay with it.
So you were with G then?
I was.
Yes.
Mia, can I say something about that? And I'm just telling you this full disclosure because I don't know who Gordon is talking to and what Gordon is saying. But one of the things that Gordon did say was that Ink came to your house and was trying to take Jeremiah.
How are you doing? I mean, I know that you and Gordon are going through a split, but how are you guys doing? I couldn't help but notice that you are wearing your ring now.
Yeah, so yes, we are separated, illegally separated, and you know, it's going to take time to get a divorce, but you know, there is someone special that's on the horizon.
There is someone special. Oh, so are you engaged?
I am committed.
Okay, so that is a commitment.
Yes, I'm not available. Yeah, so don't come in my DMs.
All right.
Okay.
What's your reaction?
You know, with this one, she never surprises me. She's amazing. She keeps my life exciting watching her life, and it's amazing.
Is that why you moved
no,
down the street, baby?
I got to get closer to her.
Yeah.
You know, I'm trying to live vicariously.
We can walk to each other's homes.
Now, how does Gordon feel about this?
Gordon's actually, you know, obviously at first he's not so happy because he decided to go public. But, you know, every day gets easier. He's actually dating. So we are really focusing on being good co-parents for our children. You know, it's like the kids are what's really important at this point. And we're good. We're going to be good. And I think that, you know, I think it's important for people to see that we are going to be co-parents. And I think it's going to be great.
Why does Ink think Jeremiah is his son?
Because we had an affair shortly after.
overlapping.
Yeah, there was a little overlap in there. Now, here's the thing. I did IUI, right? So, and I'm a woman. I know my body.
Right.
This child is Gordon's child.
Right.
He looks just like Gordon.
Yeah.
But then why does Ink still think it's his kid?
Maybe he wants him to be his kid?
Yes.
I don't know.
I think
You
children
know?
are off limits. I don't care who the baby father is, but this baby is going to have to watch this.
I know.
So
Well,
I think if we could respectfully
we're moving on.
move on.
We're moved on. Karen, is this new man the rapper you heard Mia was with?
Yes.
He's not a rapper.
Okay.
He's a rapper DJ. Right?
He
He
dabbles
is
in
a
rap.
radio personality, 20 markets. Candace and Wendy, your husbands have hung out with G a lot. Did you ever drop hints to Chris or Eddie that the marriage was in trouble?
You go ahead. When I went through this, everybody on the sofa reached out to me except for Candace and Wendy. And I thought to myself,
I didn't reach out. I will own that. Yeah.
Holy shit, these girls are not my friends.
Why didn't you reach out?
I will say this, you know, Mia, in full transparency, when Gordon reached out to our husband
In a group chat.
he was there to annihilate you.
Yes.
I don't know. So I was losing my mind because Gordon called Chris and Eddie to tell them all Mia's business.
Oh.
Before he went to TMZ.
Oh.
And was like, tell your wives to call me so I can give them tea on Mia. And like she's been, all the stuff that's come out, he told our husbands first. It was insane.
He called you everything but a child of God.
It was horrible.
It was vicious.
So why
And
wouldn't
let
you
me finish.
call
Let
me to check and say,
let me
hey,
finish.
sis, you good?
But let me finish. Let me land. Where we left off last year, you had physically assaulted me. At that moment, I could have said, this is my lick back. I had all this information and ammo.
He wanted us to.
So while I did not call you, please understand that the woman I am, I never once said anything till today about what he has said about you.
Yes.
Okay, well, I
And
will
that
receive
shows
that.
you that even though we may not be best friends, there's a certain level of love
and respect
that I do have for you.
Yes. I want to say this to you. I felt really uncomfortable for you. I was really concerned for you. I just didn't want to be involved.
I mean, reaching out and saying you're concerned isn't getting involved.
know,
It's
and I
just,
will-
being a friend.
And I'm not saying that I expect
have
the same
reached
treatment,
out?
but
Yes.
I would reach out to you if
Yes.
it was a reverse role.
We're gonna see G.
Yes, you are. You know, I love Gordon a lot, and he needs to lean on me. And he is actually leaning on Ink and I.
Oh.
So you don't feel like I gave everything?
I feel like you gave a lot, but I don't think you went the last step.
What's the last step?
The last step is just separate and not run to someone else.
Ink is most definitely been a pivotal part. Gordon, when he left one weekend, he left his dirty laundry. And I washed it for him and inked it, folded, and we took it to his apartment. You know, we're trying to work it out. I'm trying to reel him in, you know, and we need to work together as a family. We have these beautiful babies that we're raising, and being a mom is number one for me. And I'm very proud to hold that title of being super mom. And we have happy kids. I want them to stay happy.
Because like you said, you're really focusing on keeping the kids happy, keeping everything as normal as it can be. How is that navigation going between you two right now?
Yeah, so actually it's going well. It is now. And hopefully it stays that way. Okay. And you know, I don't keep the kids away from Gordon. I do want him to be a huge part of their lives. I do want them to remain the kids' hero. You know, that's their dad. And so when I told him, I said, hey, if you don't get with the program, then you're going to put me in a position to where, you know, you're not going to see your kids. So pick a side. And since
So
then,
he got with the program?
He got with the program. Yeah.
Okay,
I
that's
meant
good
business.
to know.
Yeah, for sure.
Listen, I feel a certain way about G. And when G shared with the world that your children had seen you in bed with another man, and the fact that your babies were plastered all over the news.
I didn't plaster my babies on the gram. Like, their father did. You just sit here and pretend like it's like my fault.
No, darling, I'm not pretending. I'm asking a question because this is concerning to me as well.
And you're sitting here trying to pretend like it's my fault that he did that? No.
But Mia, you didn't protect your kids at all costs. You did. Because if you did, you would not have mixed ink with Gordon.
Why does Ink think Jeremiah is his son?
Because we had an affair shortly
overlapping.
after. Yeah, there was a little overlap in there. You know how good of a mother you are.
I know.
You know that. So let anybody tell you different. I have 3 children, and there are several fathers.
Okay.
Mia is a tacky, let's play a game face ass bitch. I'm sorry to disrespect you as such with your hard face and all, but you really have no decorum.
Y'all, there's so much going on with Gordon right now. He's in mania. Gordon, can we have a conversation about telling the kids?
I'm not doing it. I've already said several times not being on camera with.
Felt like I missed something.
No, this has nothing to do with you. This is between her and I. I told Mia that I'm not filming with you.
This is fucking dead wrong. Last season, it was a question of your child's paternity on national television. So he has to see this when he grows up. I'm talking about your child. I'm not trying to call you a bad mother, but like, girl.
Gordon and Ink kind of got into it. And Gordon, I don't want to cry about it.
When you and I and her are together with the kids, I'm going to be very cordial, have a good time. Without the kids, I'm not interested.
Gordon.
Whether
So
a camera is here,
why are you pushing to be on?
I'm not pushing to do anything. What I'm doing is supporting my lady.
But he was like, you're an adulterer. She had an abortion by you.
When I look at him, I see a person that had adultery with my wife. I also see a person who's trying to separate my family.
No,
that's what I see when I look at him. That's not what she said.
Time out.
That's not what she said.
You guys are already in an inspired situation.
How about when you had an affair with my wife shortly after we got married? She got pregnant and had an abortion because of you.
But Gordon, okay.
Well, no, is that a fact?
This my first time hearing that.
Like, this shit is weird. I don't know if y'all are doing this for clicks and views and coins and so on, but I don't like it. It doesn't give me authentic. It gives me elder abuse, what you guys are doing to G. And I don't like it. Okay, I guess it can't be elder abuse if G is in on the antics, but I feel like he's not in on the antics, and Miss Ink and Mia are playing game on Mr. G, and I feel bad for him, which is now causing it to be elder abuse. I'm playing. It's not elder abuse, and I don't want to take away from those stories of people who are elderly and actually are getting abused. I'm just saying, like, y'all know he's going through it mentally.
And we appreciate how open you are, Dave. You know, I know it's not easy, you know, but
You doing okay? Yes, I'm good. Thank you, baby.
If I could talk to Mia for a second.
Yes.
Because at GNA, you
Some
shared a lot of
sensitive
personal,
things.
sensitive things with us.
But he was like, you're an adulterer. She had an abortion by you. Before GNA,
Okay.
Gordon and Ink went on a rampage against each other.
What changed in the
In those
24
24
hours?
So,
But you think Jeremiah's your kid?
You guys,
Yeah, I told you that. Yeah.
listen, Gordon.
No, did you have two
and I
affairs
have
with my
already-
wife at least?
But listen,
Stop.
why?
Did you have 2 affairs with my wife at least?
Understand the circumstances, Gordon, and you and I
Circumstances
talked
doesn't
about
matter.
it.
It
No,
either
it
is or
does
isn't.
matter, Gordon,
Okay.
because you were going through something. I had no idea what you were going through.
Was there adultery committed?
I was willing
Was there
to
adultery
try
committed?
to make it work and
They're not
stand
answering
by
the
your.
question.
The point I was talking about earlier. I'm not trying to play you, Miss Mia, and say that you are a bad mother, but it doesn't look like you are trying to protect your kids when you are making this a storyline or making them a storyline. When you are questioning who their father is, you did that last season, and I believe in a preview I saw for this season, you're doing it again. So do you really give a fuck if you are making your child part of your storyline in a negative way? So when he gets older, or even now, can go online and read all of what's going on. He already walked in on you and Mr. Ink, who is not his father, but Mr. Ink somehow believes he is the father, even though you did like a sperm inseminate, whatever the fuck y'all do. Sperm in there and then inseminate. That's what they call it? Yeah. Or did they have a, what you call it? A surrogate. The words are not coming to my brain right now. I don't know what they did to have a child, but I don't know how Ink could think he is the child's father and why this is even a storyline to traumatize your child. But you think you're such a great mother. Again, I'm not trying to play you, even though I am shading you down. I'm just saying, like, I don't know if I would be living it up for my mother doing this on national television and having a hard face. Okay, I'm stopping.
Why do you make it like he's in a good space if he's not? I think that's fair. I think that's fair. What Jacqueline is basically saying is she's saying that, for lack of a better word, you're putting up a facade.
I'm like, bro, be mindful. Them kids in the room. Like, we don't want them to hear that profanity.
Yeah,
Ain't nobody
and that's
even
the
using
issue that I
profanity.
have because I have sheltered the kids because I don't want children to be privy to us figuring it out. The kids don't even know that you and I are like an item.
I think basically right now, Mia was really trying to be the glue that holds us together, make it work for the kids, make it work for me, and still have your own piece of happiness.
Understandable.
But that's really a little bit irresponsible. We know that that's not feasible.
And yes, I'm sorry, I'm calling her a bad mother because this is tacky as fuck. If she ain't a bad mother, she a tacky as fuck ass mother. How about that? And I know I'm not a mother and I don't know what it takes to be a mother. I never have given birth and so on. But I am a child and I do have common sense in this bitch. And I know as a child, I wouldn't want my hard-faced mother on TV doing activities and antics such like this involving me. Yeah. Okay?
There's a whole lot of lies with Mia.
We all know Mia's a liar. Mia's been a liar since she came on the show.
And it's difficult to even have a conversation with someone that you know won't stop lying.
I know Mia lies. She embellishes the truth. If you ask her age right now, Mia won't know.
Mia just don't tell the truth.
That's our liar.
What do you make of them talking about you like that? You know, so for the longest I thought it was cute. If your lives are so boring and you're so into what I have going on and it doesn't make sense for you, so I must be lying. I was like, okay, whatever. They just don't get it. You can't really expect people to understand what they've never experienced. But it's getting to a point now where I'm like, you know what? I'm going to start inviting some more friends to the table so they can vouch for me because clearly that works out really well. I don't have a reason to lie about anything. Like, I'm very authentic, very true, very just... I'm going to give it to you. And I think that that's not necessarily the norm, but then again, there's something normal about me, and I want to stay that way.
Okay. Wendy is kind of, looks like she is about to roll her eyes, actually. Wendy?
I think that Mia does things for shock value.
Kids and I were trying to have a conversation about our relationship and things like that, so I'm actually glad that you're here now because maybe you can help navigate it. Yeah. Gordon, can we have a conversation about telling the kids?
I'm not doing it.
Okay. So I was explaining to Jeremiah that just because mommy and daddy are getting a divorce does not mean that we don't love them any less. We're always going to be a family.
When you and I and her are together with the kids, I'm going to be very cordial, have a good time. Without the kids, I'm not interested.
Gordon.
So it goes like this. Mommy and daddy sitting in a tree. K-I-S-S-I-N-G.
I can't climb trees.
First comes love, then comes marriage. Then comes the baby in the baby carriage.
Okay, so listen.
What do you think your future is with Ink? When you and Gordon are officially divorced, is your plan to immediately get engaged or marry Ink, and would Ink move to DC or would you move to Atlanta?
We are looking to build in Georgia because I feel like it's time. And he, obviously, I'm not going to move into his home because that's a home that he built for his daughter's mother, and it's 6 bedrooms, and I want 7 plus. So, what's that?
Nothing.
Sometimes in marriage, people grow apart. In his mind, he still thinks that there is a chance. Yeah, you're right. It is a problem because this morning he goes, I think we should get back together and just not be intimate. Do you think Ink will be okay with that? Mia, no. The only thing that is real to him is the part that he wants to believe, and that's that Mia and him could be something, and it still could be happening. You know what I mean? No, I agree.
But Mia, what if they get to the age when it's time for them to get married? How are they going to view life at that point in time? How are they going to view relationships? And if we don't help them understand what's going on and why, then maybe they'll end up repeating the same cycles I've repeated. Or you've repeated. You've been married twice now and moving on to beyond the number 2 to who knows what.
Ink is not the daddy. Because I don't want to be speaking on that or hearing that. And I'm like, who is the daddy? So we're going to get a test. Okay. I personally don't think that Jeremiah is Ink's birth father.
You get what you get and you don't get upset.
Okay. All right.
Can I take the cookies out?
Ew. Like JK, but maybe not. But thank you for watching. But you hating ass bitches always have something to say. Hating ass bitch, but you're still watching my vids. What? You're so upset. But that's okay because have a piece of bread, have a Xanax, relax. Because I said what I said.